You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, goodbye, hello, whatever you are. I haven't got my script, so I don't know what order I'm reading stuff out in. Welcome along. This is Matchday, QPR. 2 we've lost on the trot in the league. 1 we've won, 3 we've won on the trot in the FA Cup, technically, putting out Premier League opposition on the way. This is all going to go tips up because Amazon are probably about to knock on my door in about 5 minutes, so I might have to disappear very quickly and leave you in the very capable hands of young Bradley. At the moment, I was excited earlier. He doesn't like that. I got very excited when I turned the telly on, because I'd left it on Babe Station, but that's my own fault. But I saw that Leeds United were losing 1-0 to Huddersfield in the local derby. They have pulled it back to 1-1. Then that resulted in me having to go and do a quick change because I was wearing the pink Leicester shirt. And I noticed that Leeds are pretty in pink today, and I couldn't be wearing them both. So, quick change to the FA Cup one. This is Leicester Till I Die TV, LTiDtv 1, and it is Matchday Live.
Chris does it 3 hours a day.
Want to do it again?
5 days a week.
Oh, yes.
Just for you.
I love it.
On the Golden Breakfast Show.
This is Surrey Hills Radio.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Hello, good evening, and welcome. Brad, looking resplendent in blue, and is very much prepared for me to sort of disappear in a minute. But then again, I've known the Amazon. Oh, no, he is outside my door any moment now. I'm waiting for my phone to buzz. So let me put the team up. Here we go. I'll leave us small like that for the time being, and talk us through the team. You got some of your choices. I got some of mine.
Yeah, you could say it's a pick and mix lineup of what we wanted. Again, we kind of said, though, no matter what the lineup would be, we'd be pleasantly surprised and pleased with it. We'd back it to go and beat QPR. I'm sure there's some people that we're expecting. I'm very happy to see Nelson. I mean, for what we've seen of him, he's done well. I was under the preference. I was in a group that wanted Cody in for his experience, his stronger head, and his performance against Bournemouth for 120 minutes. I felt warranted to start, but again, I'm not too displeased. I wanted Chowdhury in midfield, but I've got him on the pitch. You wanted Daka, I wanted Iheanacho. I do say that Enzo did say that one of his strikers would not make the 20-man squad each match week. So I'm not trying to read too much into my love child not being on there because I think, that's going to rotate in between depending on the games. I think maybe 1 week Daka won't be on there or Cannon won't be on there. We don't know. But, as Leeds dive there to go for penalty. It's a weird side, but I'm confident in it. I do feel a little bit sorry, however, for Eunice. Although maybe 120 minutes midweek is the reasoning behind it, because Pratt hasn't done anything wrong himself to warrant not being on. But there is a few places there that, whilst I'm not overly bothered about their replacements, it's a bit like, feel a bit sorry for certain players.
Yeah, I mean that was my team. And at gun, like I say, I mean, if you remember, I had swapped my mind at gun Pratt. I couldn't decide between the two. I went for Atgun because I just think he ran his socks off. But you say that might be the reason that he's not actually playing today. What does Cody have to do?
Wait for Vestergaard to not sign a new deal and just get promoted, and suddenly we have
like you say, Nelson's done nothing wrong. Let me not complain about Nelson being in the team. No. He's done nothing wrong whatsoever.
The thing is, Chris, and this is the part of the season for clubs like Leicester and a certain. Oh wait, sorry, I'm ever so nervous of what I'm about to see it at the post. Sorry, Leeds distracted me. They hit the part side of the post. Thank God. But for me, the kind of catch-22 that Enzo has is, he seems to prefer Nelson over Cody because he does like his young players. We know that. You look at the team; it's full of youth. Minus Vestergaard and Pereira. The rest are all 20s, mid to early to mid 20s. There's no one really, glaringly old in that side. Even Vardy doesn't start anymore, so we can't say Vardy's not propping up the average age, because Daka's starting and Cannon's been playing more. And sometimes when a team potentially makes that step up from the Championship to the Premiership and they've got young, promising players in their development, they don't use them enough to get them prepared for a potential step up to the Premiership. And then all of a sudden they fade into the background because they have a couple of bad games at the start of the season, and it all goes on from them. They never make it back into the first team. And then they're on that do you remember list? Do you remember this guy played for us really good and never got a chance sort of thing? And I feel like he's kind of going, well, yes, Cody's got 2 years on a contract with us. Yes, Cody's experienced head, but I see Nelson as a long-term future for Leicester, so I've got to get him in this team now. And whilst there's an opportunity with Vestergaard being suspended for this game and the Sunderland game, and the potential cup game against Chelsea, hey, did he just chuck that up for your window? Is that what that was?
No, I do live in flats, so whenever I have a delivery, usually I've never known an Amazon delivery man only deliver one parcel because there's 14 flats there. And so somebody else must have lent to me. Look, I just say, keeping up with the youngsters, selfie stick. There we go.
Yeah. You think he's got that for the right purposes. Really, it's when he next goes to a game so he can beat people out of his way when he's trying to...
Get out of my way, I can't see. Exactly.
Put on some shades and forge his way into the stadium. Don't do that, Chris. You can't do that. But no, I think maybe that's where Enzo's thinking is with Nelson. It seems very clear and apparent to me with the fact that he's chosen him over Cody. Maybe he's going, look, if this kid doesn't play like I promised him and get game time, and he doesn't get significant game time, not talking 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, maybe a game or two here, I've got to give him game time when it's available. He's got 2 games to impress. We've potentially got Chelsea after or soon after that anyway, because it's the 17th of March, as it was established, as we shared on the website. So I said it'd be a garbage kickoff Sunday at 12:45. So he might get a run in the team. Having said that, Chris, depending on how Enzo goes about the Chelsea game.
Like I say, looking at that team, I could not moan. I know it was different to what I was picking, but I cannot disagree with that team. And what I'm just going to do, mate, is I'm just going to make us big. There we go, so you can see how beautiful we are. So I'm not going to moan at that. Yeah, that's an improvement. I'm not going to moan at that team lineup. But I just thought, what does Cody have to do? Nelson is the future. Nelson's not let us down. He's young, he's Vestergaard, but with speed. I didn't say on speed, I said with speed. So if you want to buy him, he's the man to go to. Chowdhury's not let us down. that he played 90 minutes, 120 minutes the other day. And Pratt and Eunice, yeah, I've nothing against. I love Pratt, as you know. I just want to ask you this one point here, which Gray said here. Everybody said like Cody played well. He said Eunice isn't first team standards. Now, what are you basing that on? I mean, all right, let's not compare everybody to Fatawu, because Fatawu's come in and is like a demigod. Do you know what I mean? He's sort of hit the ground running, and we were going to be selling him on in one season for 80 million to Chelsea. But he ran his socks off. And yes,
he did.
Yes, he missed a lot of chances. We know that. We've talked about that. But he was creating the chances. He was getting into the box. Bournemouth players didn't want to tackle him in case they brought him down. Shots that were going wide. Well, look at Leeds. Like I said to you before, look at Leeds' last two against us. They were both in-offs. And that's, if you shoot into the box, that can always happen.
Yeah, it can. And you know what? It was a mid-table Premier League opposition, and I know he tried to mask it. The 6 minutes added on in the Leeds game, by the way, he tried to mask it, saying, "No, it's not a test of where we are." Like you said, Crip, bobble that bollocks. It was a test to see where we were at for potentially next season. Are we going to be able to hold ourselves up against this side? We're more than capable of holding ourselves up against these teams that we will be in and around competing with to stay in the Premiership at the first time of asking. That's what the first goal is going to be next season. And I like him. And if you take the fact that he came in as a loanee for the transfer window, so he wasn't here for pre-season. He didn't. Well, when did he come in? It wasn't because he wasn't here for the start.
The same time as everybody else, I think.
Yeah, so what was he loaned in and ready and available for like the first game of the season?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe take a game or two off the rankings for what? This is game week 35, isn't it?
Yes.
So
6
and apparently
injury time, by the way, at Huddersfield.
Pardon?
6 minets injury time.
Yeah, I said that. That's 6 minutes in the lead game. Sorry.
Did you? Sorry, mate. I missed that. Sorry.
Atgun has played half of them league games. Now, I don't know if that was showing his entirety, if Wiki was including, his sub appearances, because obviously we know he came off the bench a few times. So I don't know if that's 15 in total, or if that's 15 starts and he's maybe had some sub appearances. So he may have played more. It may just be 15. But if you consider other players that we probably think more highly of, have played less, I would suggest to you that if he's getting a new role under Enzo, because he was brought in as a winger, wasn't he? Yeah. He was brought in as a winger, and he had to make do because of how impressive Fatawu's been. He's had to make do with being told, well, we signed you because you're actually good at both positions, so we're actually going to need you to play that number 8 role, not the right winger, because sorry, but Fatawu called shotgun apparently on it, and he's nailed it down. So I'm impressed with him. When we did this whole, before Castay was recalled by Chelsea, we did the whole Doyle keep return Castay thing. Atgun and Fatawu, I would definitely take for next season. I would have them on the signed, sealed, delivered, make them ours, get them here. And, I think he's a solid midfielder. And we said, didn't we, after the Bournemouth game, if he can tear through defences the way he did Bournemouth, you add a little bit of gloss to his shooting boots. That might have helped him against Bournemouth. We've got a real contender. Like
I say, a bad tackle from one of the opposition defenders, whether that's Maguire or anybody, and you've got a penalty. And that's what you could see the players backing off him. Gray. I don't know whether Gray is saying this about Eunice now, or whether he's copied and pasted something he said about Vardy when we first signed Vardy. His finishing is horrendous, and his choice of pass leaves a lot to be desired. We weren't overly impressed with Vardy when we signed him at the start, were we?
No, and Mahrez was not the greatest of passers. He was deemed lazy, and I know technically you might say his attitude always stunk a little bit, But he came in. He was to replace Knockout, and Knockout kept him out of the team for a season and a half. He couldn't get into the Championship side. So the thing is with football and the way the world is these days, Chris, unfortunately, impatience is the most popular thing. We're too impatient. If you've not, Erling Haaland in the first 10 games was a flop because he hadn't scored 55 goals for Man City.
He did nothing against us in the Charity Shield, did he?
Yeah, I know, exactly. He was an instant flop. So, you've got to give these players time, and it's not what you see in the first 8 games of their career. It's what you see them do throughout their time. And as he's played more and been given the run, I think he's really developed as a player. Now, Chris, you've got about a minute and 20 seconds while I listen to you and pay attention, but also keep you informed.
No, I will count because, like I say, look, the team is there. And Manston.
Why do you want the goal?
And Manston in goal. I don't. Chowdhury in that Ricardo, which worries me because Ricardo only played. Didn't play a full game. He only played about half a game if you include extra time. So that is a little bit worrying. Nelson, like I say, I can get. So you've got Faz, Nelson, and Justin across the back three. I know you like a back four like me, so you got Chowdhury in there that will sort of change position. Pratt, look, he's done nothing wrong. He deserves to be in as much as Eunice does. So fair play to Pratt. Winks, as I said, speaks for itself, doesn't it? Really. Dewsbury Hall, we knew probably would be coming back. Fataroom Aberdeen, yep. I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, this is a team we don't really need to sort of spend too long on because, we see it week in, week out. Vardy, obviously, he's always not obviously, but he's must be fitter because he's on the subs bench along with Cannon. No Iheanacho, though. Like you say, let's not read too much into it.
No, I mean, I listened to Enzo's press conference. If you go and check out the LTiDtv Facebook page, you'll see I posted up there. We got some very good news, Chris. He said that 2 things. I don't know if you're going to touch on it for a bit after Huddersfield nearly made it 2-1 with 10 men. Vardy was back, and hey, come on, Leicester, don't fuck this up. It's finished 1-1 between 10 men Huddersfield, and I've got 3 points to the weekend.
We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Leeds United, we're waiting for you.
Don't fucking.
You got 6 points.
I got 3 points. Right? I went 1-1.
I've got no points again. I need to start taking this seriously, don't I?
Well, that's got us off to a start. So don't mess it up, Leicester. A win here would do us. Yeah. Anyway, what we were saying, Vardy. He cleared up. Vardy was back. He was in training. He'd be available. And like I said, he did say that one of the 3 strikers would have to, on match days, be missing from the team because it makes sense. If you're already playing 1 up front anyway, you don't need 3 strikers in your team, 4 strikers in your team and your bench. If we play 2 up front, I would be a little bit miffed because I'd want them both there because they're versatile, but it makes sense. I'm not trying to read too much into it. I do think, whether we like to admit it or not, I think the lack of signing contracts for certain players is affecting the decision making because for me, the longer it goes, the longer you go for a season, and I know these players might be going, well, if I sign now and we get promoted, I could probably get 20 grand more. And I know we don't want to think these players are all greedy, but none of them have commitments to Leicester.
They could put that in the contract. You have a relegation clause. I'm sure you could put a promotion clause in.
But I think the thing is, Leicester's financial stability increases to be offering maybe what they want. Maybe it's a fact of Leicester are saying to these players, well, actually, we don't want to re-sign you and offer you the 80 grand you want in case we don't get promoted. We're happy to do it if we get promoted because we want you here, but we're not affording making the same mistakes as other clubs and potentially facing points deduction because
Ricardo's on the telly, actually.
Yeah. We don't want to get is the expression, we don't want to get the cart in front of the horse? Is that
Put
it?
the cart in front of the horse. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get in front of you. You don't want to get. I should have just said the easier one, which you don't want to get ahead of yourself. So maybe it's a Leicester a bit in the in saying that saying, oh well, maybe Leicester don't want to be meeting their demands that they're making.
Do you know if Ricardo's injured? Like I say, he's being interviewed on the telly at the moment.
Well, the thing is, Chris, and it's funny we say this because we had this discussion about us signing Cannon when you was like, well, what people were saying, why we signed Cannon when he's injured, and it's kind of like you make a logical estimation of his fitness and track record of an injury and whatnot, and then obviously Leicester deemed it worth the risk to pay the money and bring him in, even though he was going to have to recover with us. Ricardo's history shows you that if you push him too hard, he pulls a hamstring. He does something that has him out for 4 to 6 weeks, and he's vital to us. I feel like, unlike a certain Bellend that would push every player until they couldn't move and play them to death, Enzo goes, I'd rather him be 100% rested and 100% fit for Sunderland than have him be 75, a little bit niggly, and be out for the end of the season because I pushed him too hard. I think he wants to keep him as fresh and fit as possible.
You're reading Leicestershire Live, aren't you? Because
I'm just a better journalist than Jordan Blackwell.
Well, it says Ricardo is absent for just the second time in the Championship this season, having done well to maintain his fitness, and he could be a big miss at the King Power. In his place, Hamza Chowdhury is playing in the hybrid fullback role, while Dennis Pratt starts in attacking midfield. Pratt for Ricardo is one of 2 changes from the City team that lost to Leeds. Nelson replaced Vestergaard in the other. Cody and Doyle were the other contenders, with the teenager who's handed his first home league start for the club. Nelson's inclusion will see Wout Faes play as the central defender when City move into a back 3. What I wanted to just sort of mention from the team news, though, is we've got Yunus on the bench, Doyle's on the bench, Cody's on the bench, but 2 players I want to talk about very quickly. Marchell, haven't seen him anywhere for a while. He came on, did okay against Bournemouth. All right, he didn't set the world alight or anything like that, but what he did do was have a solid game against a Premier League team.
He did. And you know what? I think he's deserving of being in and around the squad again. I think the early preference was McAteer, because you saw once, even though Marcel got his goal, I think in one of the first couple of games of the season, the second McAteer was ready and available for us. He was out the team. He was straight out the team. It was almost like he was a stock, like a filler gap player at that point. And I am glad to see him back into it, because I felt like he was one of them youngsters that we keep raving on about. I mean, we're still raving on about Braybuck and Alves, and none of them have made it into the team. Now, I don't know if they've had setbacks with their recoveries and returns, or if they've just not returned the way they were.
How do you make it into this team? Well, we'd be sit here, we would be complaining if he kept making change after change after change.
Well, I mean, he's finding a way, isn't he? I mean, Nelson's found his way into the team. Wanya's back in terms of on the bench and playing against, like you said, the Premier League opposition in Bournemouth. So for me, it's something that I like seeing in football. If you've got youngsters that are the next bright thing in the future in your eyes as a manager, you need them integrated in the first team. Yes, go and play for the under-23s. Yes, maybe go out on loan to an opposition of the Championship level, or maybe League One, but whatever in our position at the moment. Do that if you really don't see how you're going to get them into a team, maybe the squad depth. But in our position, given where we are in the league, given the league we're in, having these players in and around the first team and giving them getting game time here and then, it's vital to their development. You don't want a youngster suddenly going, well, I don't know. Preston want me, and they're offering me first team football. Whereas Leicester keep saying I'm really good, but I never seem to get a look in. If you're in the first team integrating training sessions as a youngster, you feel like you're doing everything right. You're doing things right in the manner, and that's what I like to see. So
Yeah.
it's good to see him back in and around
Jim,
again.
welcome along. Glad to see you landed back in the good old US of A, safely and well. And Nate, all the best, mate. And I wish you have a nice day, as you Americans say. Cody is on the subs bench. The other one I want to talk about is Suter. I mean, he's back on the subs bench, and I could say, poor manager. He can't really win, can he? Because if he was making changes all week, we'd be going, why is he changing it? Why is he changing it? So, it's a godforsaken job being a manager. And we've always said, haven't we, if it's not broken, don't fix it. All right, it has been a bit broken the last couple of weeks, but like you said, for 28 of those games, this squad's been winning.
Yeah, they have. They've done well. They've warranted being picked every week. They've warranted being in that squad more and more each week. And whilst we complimented the likes of Nelson, Yamya, and I'm going to call him Rafferty because I can't say his name. It's hilarious. I know you. Yeah, I know you clipped it somewhere, but I'm gonna embrace the hate, and I'm just gonna call him Rafferty from now on.
I love this single Baker Street, by the way.
Well, I didn't say that. You said that, but whatever. Anyway, but my point is, they can play to rotate when we're doing fixtures so thick and fast, but you have to have a solid mainframe. And great, I know, all right, but I can't say it. There's an A in there. I keep saying Ray Ikety, and Chris gets it in stitches when I pronounce it with the A in, but Ikety doesn't sound right because there's an A in there for me. But anyway,
there's no T in there. There's no T, bro.
Well, there's an A in there and you don't pronounce it, so why can't I put in letters in there and sound them as if they're in there? I'm going to pretend
fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Mate, well, it's worse than what I would say if I could read it and pronounce it properly, because I might get my letters mixed up and say something totally different. But we've got a mainframe and I like it. And one last thing on the rotation of youngsters we get in. I think it was Luke that brought it up on his channel when we were talking to him about it, Chris. It's a lot more refreshing than having to look at the lineup. I'd rather see Chowdhury as right back than Amati. I don't know about you, Chris. As much as I love Amati coming and doing a job, I feel a bit more confident in our reserves.
Let's be honest with you. I could put my mum in that position and I'd feel more confident. Like I say, she's been dead 5 years. So, yes. Hello, Daniel, if you're watching. Look, recent form there. Home form, we are 5th. Based on the last 5 games. On away form, QPR are 12th. Since their new manager came in, their form has been mid-table form.
Well, I mean, they have picked up, and this happens to teams, doesn't it? I mean, we spoke to the QPR fan in the preview, and I think the mentality is what dictated their playing style. Just because you think just because your mentality is you might have a season where you struggle. It's so easy, and it clearly was for Ainsworth, to make them a defensive side when sometimes that's not what a team needs. You need to capitalize on their strengths, and clearly their strengths is how this new manager has them playing. He gets them high pressing. He gets them trying to pretty much do what Leicester do what Leicester used to do in the Premier League when they won it, sort of high press, get in your face a little bit and be a bit quicker on the ball, whereas they were a bit passive with Ainsworth's football, because there was a daunting feeling around QPR that they weren't going to be that good to challenge for anything like a playoff spot, and it was going to be a struggle to keep them up. And if you go into that and go negative with your mindset as well, that kind of what happens, and that's why they've turned the fortunes around. The new manager's looked at what he's gone and gone, you might ship a few goals, but your strengths outweigh that, so we can do better. And that's why they are slowly getting out that relegation zone. I'm sure they'd gladly swap their actual league position with their form.
They're actually, when we spoke to that QPR fan, and he actually went for a 3-1 Leicester win. He would be happy for the season to finish now, and they'd be, just one out. Stoke I know you love Stoke, so I shouldn't be careful what I say, I guess. But they are falling like a stone at the moment. But look, guys, let's get your predictions in. And we'll talk about the last game out. So I've gone 3-1. The QPR fans gone 3-1. Ben has gone 5-1 to Leicester. Good God, Ben. Brad, I can't remember what you went for.
I didn't bother giving QPR a goal. I went 3-0.
You went 3-0. That is correct. You did. I just think that Mads has got a mistake in him, and he will give a goal away. So do get your predictions in. But look, we made hard work of it last time, didn't we?
We did, but we was in that, and I'd still reiterate this, we was in that period where it was still early in the season, the players were still trying to understand and develop and play the Enzo way, and we was in that period where 2-1 against Rotherham, 2-1 in this game, 2-1 at home to Coventry, a last-minute goal against Cardiff, and we were doing our post-matches very happy because we were winning games, but we were going, oh, yeah, got away with it. Oh, thank God they didn't score. Or, we had not gripes with it, but we were sat here appreciating the fact that we were finding a way to win while not playing brilliant football at times. Or at least, because we could see they were trying to play good football and it just wasn't kind of there yet. So, and these are important games that you need to win in that point of the season because, like the QPR fans said, Leicester and their next game's West Brom, who beat Coventry last night. They're not. He didn't exactly say free hits, but they're nothing to lose. It's the games afterwards that they're going to be concerned about picking up points and wins, and that's what you need to do. You need to get the nitty gritty points against teams you're expected to be beating or need to beat. So. It was a close game. It took a red card and a wonder strike, which I have seen on repeat this morning from LCFC. It's been flooded on all that. I would hope for a much easier time today because when we play,
even though they're in better form now than they were.
Yes, because I feel that they, not arrogantly, but they will play a more attacking football. And as we've seen with Leicester's abilities against with the greatest respect, lesser quality sides, not a I was about to say Leeds, but couldn't beat 10 men Huddersfield. But what I mean, these stronger sides with a Premier League caliber to the name. I'm not saying QPR don't have some quality talents because they do. We were linked with Chair throughout the transfer window, and he's got to talk about. What I mean is, Chris, is when they play the expansive football to beat a Sheffield Wednesday or to beat a Plymouth Argyle or smash Stoke 8-0 or something like that, it works out well for them. But then they maybe play a Leicester or an Ipswich or a Southampton and some small Yorkshire side called Leeds. It might not work out as well for them because we that's what we want. That's what Leicester want. They want to be able to pass you. They want to be able to pass the ball around, drag you out, pass that ball behind you, and all of a sudden we're in a 4-on-3 in our favour, and we're having chances, and we're hopefully today taking them. Whereas when teams have sort of gone, here's a bus, get past it, we have eventually done it. But as you saw with the results, Chris, when we have done it, 1-0, 2-1s, 1-1 draw. Sheffield Wednesday did it. 1-1 draw. Hasn't really gone as flowing as well as it has. So my feeling is QPR will play a better game in sense of both teams will go for it, but I still feel we'll come away with a better win.
I just want to, Keith made the point there. Hopefully Daka will get his scoring boots on. And thanks everybody for your predictions. Hi, Jeff and Scott. He has actually had a word with Patson Daka, according to Leicestershire Live. And he's told him, where was he? What did he say? Oh, yes, Enzo Maresca told Patson Daka he is fantastic in the wake of his missed chance at Leeds United. I do think as fans, whether it's going well or whether it's going bad, two players that suffer if they get the slightest thing wrong is goalkeepers. Starczyk made a lot of good saves against Bournemouth, but in my mind, are the 5 times he kicked the ball out and nearly got us into trouble. Daka, he could be our top scorer, but he will be remembered for that miss come the end of the season. It's those either end of the pitches. And, we all miss it. He does not go onto the pitch and go, you know what? If I get an open goal, I'm going to put it wide.
Yeah, no player has ever done that in their life. Well, maybe if a club gets found out for betting scandals, I don't know. But any legitimate footballer, they're not gonna throw it into the mist. They're not gonna go, you know what, just for the lulz, I kick it into Rosette from here and not win us the game. No, they're gonna try and score. They want to score. They want to succeed. And you said this about Chilwell, and we kind of had a little bit of a spell when it seems about Thomas today. I had a roll your eyes moment because I went on Facebook and I could, seeing all the Leicester posts that come up in the morning. And you normally, like I said, you normally get throwing down memory lane, with the Harry Winks highlights. So I'm enjoying myself, and all of a sudden, please God, don't let Daka start. Oh God, I hope Daka doesn't start today. Whoa, don't pick Daka. Daka. You're obsessed. Some of you lot are obsessed with hating somebody, and some of you, I just feel like they sit there and go, "Oh yeah, that person said that. Yeah, look, that comment got 14 likes, so that must be right. So we must hate Daka. He's the reason we lost against Leeds. He's the reason we're in the Championship. He's the reason we went into administration before he was born. Yeah. He's the reason. He's the reason we changed from Leicester Foss to Leicester City. What a moron! Get him. What a maroon. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just love to hate, and I don't get these fan bases. It's like them people that go on Talk Sport, Chris. And I love the radio. I'm not doing the radio station before it's sort of slanderous because they are a great advocate of this show because Chris will vouch for that. But when sometimes you get that one fan, he'll never ring up when his team wins. He'll never ring up. But he's first on the button. He's got them on speed dial the second they lose because he wants to give it all that. And I just dare to.
Do you know the problem with Talk Sport? Yeah. And I'm not saying this because I am part of the fan network on Talk Sport and they do support the channel. The problem with Talk Sport is the morons that or some of the they're not all morons, but a lot of morons listen to that, and they can't understand. And I get this in the Facebook group and on a lot, and on Twitter occasionally. Well, you didn't say that last week, and why are you saying that? You don't support Leicester. And what these people, brain dead morons, don't understand is that if Jason Cundy went on after we'd won and said, well, aren't Leicester fantastic? Like you say, nobody would ring in. But because he goes on and says, do you know what? Daka should have got that. Maybe they shouldn't start picking him. You start ringing in. And they are a phone-in channel. One of their main revenues is through phone-ins. That's, if they don't get the listeners, they don't survive. And they get the listeners because they want you to ring in. It's an interactive, it's not Radio 1 where you just sit there and listen to it. It's a phone-in reaction. And they say things, as I do as admin of Facebook, as I do on this channel. Don't believe everything I say on this channel. I have to sometimes, I agree with Brad a hell of a lot more than it would appear, but I disagree with him to play devil's advocate and create a conversation. Otherwise, we'd just sit here and smile at each other for an hour. But people haven't got that sort of intelligence to work that out. Or am I being unfair, Brad?
No, I was just trying to be as polite and nice as possible whilst I mentioned TalkSport, just in case.
I don't care. But no, I'm not having to go at TalkSport. It's the listeners, I can say.
No, it is. And I don't get that. They've got to drum up discussions. I mean, what would the world be, Chris, in football discussions if, and one of the biggest debates here, I could start a debate right now, right?
Don't, because we need kickoff.
You what?
I said, don't, because we're near kickoff.
Yeah, but it'd be like we could sit here and go, no, Heskey, oh, really good striker. Oh, Vardy's a really good striker. Lineker's a really good striker. They're lovely guys, and we all love them equally, right? I'm sure we do love them for what they did at the club when they were here. But if you said which one's Leicester's all-time best goal scorer, best striker, oh, well, we'd get about 7 different opinions, and we get dealt different. And it doesn't mean you're right or wrong. That's your opinion, but. You know what I mean? If we sat here and went, oh, your player's lovely, he's our favourite. Oh, no, we don't want to upset him, he's our favourite. You know, you've got to have these discussions. Ronaldo, Messi, they're great players. Yeah. But which one's the best? You're going to start a phone war in that sense. You know what I mean? Scott, get out. Ban him, Chris. Ban him.
The players are coming out, so I'm going to let you go because we're going to do the build-up. Thank you very much for coming on. There's the updated table. 5 points leads. We could make it 8 and go 2 more points ahead of them than we were at the start of the day. See you at half-time, Brad, when hopefully Lukey Luke will be joining us from down under if he's finished smashing one out. I will see you later, mate. Thanks very much. Fingers crossed. Come on, you foxes.
Yeah.
Take care. Cheers to Brad, and we will see him at half time. And as always, talks a lot of sense. I can say that because he's gone. Oh, damn, he's still there. You can see me. I didn't say that really. Right. So let us all get ready. We are coming up to the kickoff. And let us just play a few jingles until I'm ready.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Chris does it 3 hours a day.
Wanna do it again?
5 days a week.
Oh, yes.
Just for you.
I love it.
On the Golden Breakfast Show.
This is Surrey Hills Radio.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Indeed. Well, I'm there. Hello. About to kick off. Players are on the pitch. 3 rules. 3 rules and 3 rules only I have for this. Join in the chat. Don't talk to me and expect me to answer all your questions because I won't be looking at all the chat. I'll be dipping into the chat and may respond, but I am going to be watching the match. The other rules are no spoilers. As you can see there, not even as a joke. I have mods in today and they will kick you out, time you out. I don't care. If you carry on doing it, I will ban you from the channel. And basically that means that doesn't stop you coming in, but it means nobody can see you. So you're absolutely doing one for yourself there because nobody can see what you're saying. So no spoilers, even as a joke. And I'll put a clock up in a minute so you will be able to see how we are doing time-wise. That's the only time I'm going to tell you, by the way, about the spoilers, so you don't get any second warning. Please like this video. We need to get to 100 likes, 50 at half-time, 100 by full-time, please. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel. Players are taking the knee at the moment, including the referee. We are about to kick off. If the camera will get onto the pitch, there we go. And we're away. Into the so Leicester in blue, obviously at home, all in blue. I was going to wear pink today. I had my pink shirt on, then saw Leicester were in pink and thought no. But we were all in blue, kicking from left to right as we'd like to, so we can kick towards the Kop in the second half. QPR are kicking from right to left. They're in their well-known second strip with the red and the black, and Faz just manages to get it over here to Nelson. Into Chowdhury, back to Nelson. Chowdhury again. Chowdhury's obviously playing that Ricardo role today of the right back that goes into midfield. Whoops, thank you. Yes, that's wishful. That is an old one. You know what? I updated it and I obviously didn't click save. So I'm going to do it again because it's that's a fraudulent slip. That's just a reminder, though. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That just is a reminder. There you go. There you go. Thank you, guys. Nice one, Gray. Hi, Stu, and hi, Fee. How are you? Yeah, I updated it, but I hadn't actually saved it. So it had reverted back to what it was, obviously, at the end of the last game. But thank you for notifying that. Can't get the staff these days. I'll sack myself. What are you saying? I'm an old one, Fee. How very dare you? Welcome along. Nice to have you. Not seen you for a while, so it's nice to have you back. So it's a throw in to QPR, literally on the halfway line. They've done well under the new manager, it has to be said. Yeah, the last time we played them at Filbert Street was the Great Escape season. Let's not forget that. That was 5-5-1, I believe. So, Patel on the ball. Back to Nelson. Into Chowdhury. He's just sort of making part of that back four at the moment, but now he slowly moves forward. So, Justin now. Through to KDH. Nicely taken. Mavadidi on the far side. Winks has got it now. Winks out to Justin. Mavadidi tries to play a quick one there to KDH, was intercepted. And it's a too hard through ball there from QPR. And Faz has the ball. Winks ends up back with Faz, centre of defence. Nelson on this right-hand side. Back to Faz. Justin. Faz. Guess where? Justin. Mavadidi. Looking for options in midfield to Chowdhury. Chowdhury all the way out to this side to Fatawu, who's on his own. Lovely ball to Dennis Pratt. Pratt back to Fatawu. That's good to see. They do get on well, those two. They play very well together. You know, and I know indeed he did as well with Fatawu, but Fatawu plays those balls into what you think is a load of empty space. The early games today, Bristol City 0, Cardiff City 1, Huddersfield Town 1, Leeds United 1. Daka. Oh, Daka then. He controlled that really, really well in the box. Had a shot. Wasn't the most powerful of shots with his left foot, to be fair. But the goalkeeper actually had to make the save and put it out for a corner. So, yeah, Daka. Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, that was actually good. That was going in. It was going in. Well, it was on target. Let me put it that way. I don't think it would have gone in. So Mavadidi from the corner. Winks. Fatawu had swapped places with Justin. Justin comes over now more into midfield. Fatawu back out onto this right-hand side. just in here. Plays it to Nelson. It's in the half, and there's a lovely through ball to Pratt, but it's just a little bit too hard for him. Yeah, I just say Pratt and a bit of a mistake there, but they managed to clear it, QPR. Pratt and Fatawu are developing a good understanding. I know, Fee. I know. So Chowdhury, they do, Gray. Lorraine, how are you? Nelson, Dewsbury Hall. Oh, I didn't quite get it out to Mavadini, but he's back to Dewsbury Hall. Oh, now they're trying to take it back a little bit. Winks now. Chowdhury. He's just controlling it in the centre of midfield. There was a chance there. I think it's gone now, though, for Leicester. But suddenly we were up in attack. And we're back into just within the halfway line. Thank you, Gray. Oh, a ball up there towards Kieran Dewsbury Hall from Chowdhury, but Bekovic comes out and collects it well. How are you, Lorraine? Hope you are well. 3-1's quite a popular. More people are going for 3-1 today than any other score, interestingly. So, Bournemouth have a Bournemouth. Bloody hellfire. I can't keep up with these games because it's red and black, you see. Why is it? Why are the teams we play? No, we're playing the same colours as the ones we played the week before. So QPR now on the attack. It's on this right-hand side. Oh, no, doesn't get it past Chowdhury, though. Good defending. Oh, and it's a free kick for Leicester. Referee looked as if there was going to be an advantage there for Leicester. There wasn't, so he blew. He just stuck his foot out there, Chowdhury, and that was enough. Oh, yeah, Daka had his foot stood on. These boots these days, there's so many fouls. I am still at Bournemouth, yes. And if we get the same result today, I'll be happy. George is in. Hi, George. How you doing? Stu, I think Enzo has just shown. I mean, look, we do complain about Brendan, but let's not forget, won us the FA Cup, got us into Europe 2 seasons running. He did have some good times. Unfortunately, it ended badly. But Enzo does seem to be getting extra out of the players that Brendan wasn't able to. So Leicester now got the ball near the corner flag, but it goes out and it's a goal kick. Millwall have scored against Watford. Millwall have gone 1-0 up, and Swansea 1-0 up against Blackburn. Blackburn really are going to be struggling. I mean, yeah, they're on 40 points, but they're only 4 points clear. I know they've changed the manager. He's gone off to Sweden, hasn't he, to be national manager, Thomason. But Blackburn have got to be careful. They're in 17th at the moment. Huddersfield obviously got that point, which would took them up to 38. But they got QPR obviously just behind them on 36. Stoke also on 36. Just goal difference between those teams. Mavadini couldn't quite get to the ball there, so it's gone out for a throw into QPR. There seems to be no rush to take it. Enzo's already up and out of his chair, marching around his box. So, can Leicester take advantage now? Winks to Pratt. Pratt finds Fatawu. Plays it across field to Winks again. Back to Fatawu. Pratt not happy there. Pratt saying, look, Pratt was over in the Mavadini role. Him and Pratt had sort of swapped. Mavadini just touching hands with him there. Pratt was out on that far side going, look, I'm free, pass it to me. I didn't. And let's be honest with you, look, fair play to the guy. He did that against Bournemouth and scored. So why shouldn't he have another go? It's early days yet. 10 minutes gone. Yeah, he's only got 1 goal in 14 in the Championship, Fatawu, but carry on like he's been doing against Bournemouth, and I think we'll all be happy. It was a long time coming, but it was a beauty when it came. So 2 shots for Leicester. Leicester at the moment, 80% possession. Birmingham have gone 1-0 up at Southampton. Southampton are losing to Birmingham. A lovely crossfield ball to Fatawu. Pratt's clear on this side, but Fatawu tries to do it on his own again. He needs to start using Pratt. Yes, he got that fantastic goal, but he needs to remember that he is a part of a team. I mean, Southampton, they got Birmingham. Let's have a look. Who else is playing? Leeds, we know. They've just drawn with Huddersfield. And Ipswich are away to Plymouth. And I must admit, I did think that the Birmingham was away at Birmingham for Southampton was probably the easiest game. I mean, I know it's only 10 minutes in, but Birmingham, fair play to them, have taken the lead. Stefan, how you doing? I'll allow it because there's no goals yet, but that's the only reason. You got a note from your mother? Natal, sorry, let me get it right. Natal Shark from Durban, from South Africa. Welcome along, sir. I hope you are well. Lovely country. I was there just 5 years ago on an old safari. A lovely ball this time from Fatawu to Pratt. This is why I'm not a commentator full time. Oh, Winks there plays a lovely 1-2. Can he get it back? Oh, unfortunately he did, but it just QPR defender got his foot in the way. Chowdhury now. Oh, plays a lovely ball to Fatawu out here on the left. Got into the left foot, chips it into the box. Daka's on the far side, heads it back in. Oh, but it's not. He's kept it in play. Winks! Oh! Well, why not? I mean, last time, let's see, look, last time against QPR, Winks did it. Stan Bowles, mate. Stan Bowles. No, Faye, that was a prediction. I allowed that. Ali, Stan Bowles at Leicester, QPR player. Very, very talented player. Can't believe he only played 8 times, I think it was, for England. Ahead of his time. It was during that time when we didn't appreciate gifted players. And he died during the week. So, R.I.P. Stan Bowles. Great player. So Pratt's down injured at the moment. Don't forget, on Tuesday, we are away to Sunderland. So there'll be no debate show on Monday. But what we'll be doing on Monday is we will be doing a preview with the Sunderland fan at 7 o'clock. Myself, Brad, and the Sunderland fan. Thanks, Phoebe. I'm sure Gray is on top of what's happening. So tennis practice off already. Well, that didn't last long. And Act Gun is on. So 15 minutes gone. We think it's his knee, but he went down and he's having to come off. So Pratt is off after 15 minutes. I did, Stefan. Fee, predictions are in later. Don't start causing trouble, Fee. Everybody's put the predictions in. I'm just allowing a couple to sneak through because there's no goals yet. Gray, yeah, exactly. Oh, Hermerson there. Oh, and it's gone out. Yeah, now Stolchuk was played into trouble there, really, but typical of us playing around the back. Nelson couldn't keep it in, but that wasn't really Nelson's fault. But then, like I say, Hermanson was kind of played into trouble himself. So cross comes in, I think, from chair for QPR, but it's very heavy and goes all the way over and out for a Leicester throw in, almost equal with the 18-yard box. Penalty box. Fee, if you can leave the mods to the mods. See you, Fee. We have mods that do the modding. So boom, QPR here defending. Leicester they're sort of threatened. Oh, now QPR, lovely ball through from QPR onto the break into the penalty area. 4 Leicester defenders though, they've still got it, but now QPR are coming up. Oh, Justin can't get the ball. He's still got with the QPR striker, but he can't get the crossing. Goes out for a corner. Let her go, Gray. I love Fee, but if she's going to be in one of those moods, you know, this is why we have mods. Mods are in because mods do the jobs. Nobody else needs to get involved with modding. So Hermanson to Fasman, it's back to Hermanson now. They'll come out to Nelson on this side. Chowdhury now on the wing. Plays it forward to Kieran Dewsbury Hall. He's on this right-hand side now. Back to Chowdhury. Kieran Dewsbury Hall just trots into the middle. Winks. Oh, tried to play a through ball there to Eunice, but it didn't. It was intercepted. I think he sort of quite signposted what he was going to do there. But QPR come away. Chair now on this left-hand side. One of their better players. It's headed in. Sorry, it's shot in, but headed out by the Leicester defender. Winks there doing his defensive duty as well. It's up to the other end of the pitch. Nobody in the QPR half, and he goes all the way through. Stefan, mate, look, I said it was allowed. Look, if somebody wants to take, you know, to spit the dummy out and go out, Stefan, it's not you. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. I said I allow it, and I allowed it. Gray does a great job, as does Scott as well. And Nate is also a mod when he's in there. He's had to go out. He's in America, so he's in a different time zone, so he's had to go to work. So Leicester, lovely turn there. Eunice. Mavadidi now. Oh, tried to get it through to Daka. Doesn't quite get it through. That was a lovely turn by Eunice, in fairness. 20 minutes gone. Let's just have a look at some scores. Earlier on in the day, Bristol City 0. Bristol City 0, Cardiff 1. That was this morning. That was followed by Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. Southampton have equalised. It's Birmingham 1, Southampton 1, Millwall 1, Watford 0. Swansea 2 now, Blackburn 0. They are really getting into trouble. All the other games are still 0-0. So throw into Leicester. I thought we were going to get a free kick then, but we haven't. It's just a throw in. Can't get. I mean, Mavididi trying to get through. He had like 3 defenders around him. To be honest with you, Ben, if I want people to watch on you, I have got a Facebook page and a Twitter and a TikTok. As you can see, normally on the banners, I've got like, things that you can click on to like different pages. But with Facebook, you get too many people in that, they'll just say are uncontrollable when it comes to spoilers. So we stick to just having it on YouTube. But I do appreciate what you're saying. Chowdhury. Eunice, passes it through, but he goes straight to a QPR player. They're not playing too badly, QPR, in fairness. That's a long ball forward. You'd got Ben Nelson covering it, but Hermansen came out. And now it's Mavididi on the far side. Oh, I mean... What's going on here? Yep, no, we've still got it. Managed to keep hold of it. Mavididi had 2 players on him. Mavididi there tried to play the ball through to Eunice, didn't go, but Winks has got it now on the edge of the box. Tries a long shot. Oh! He's having a go, is Winks. We know he can do it against QPR. Let's have a look how close it was. No, maybe it was not as close as I thought it was. We've got 130 in. Please we need to get to at least 50 likes by half time. So goes upfield by QPR. Oh, that's going to be a freaky. No. QPR player went down under the challenge. I thought the referee would have given it, but he hasn't. Fair play to him. I mean, these days you probably think, it was a foul, and I would get that. But for those of us of a certain age, when we look back at how football used to be played, it was just a good, solid challenge. The rain is coming down at Leicester. We've got sun here on the south coast, but the rain is coming down at the King Power. Ben, always appreciate it, mate. Always appreciate it. Thank you, Gray. Just if we just keep it on like the one channel, it's like I used to stream this to Twitch as well, but the Twitch users were basically causing trouble in putting jokes and predictions in. That's a free kick. Yeah. Leicester player taken out there from behind. Daka. Winks takes it quickly to Eunice. Out to Mavididi on the far side. Short one into Eunice in the box. He plays it in, but it comes away to a Leicester player. Just won't fall for Leicester at the moment. Mavididi back on, twisting and turning. Goes down, but it wasn't a penalty. Winks now brings it out to Fatawu on the near side. Back to Chowdhury. Oh, and then it's headed clear by Bournemouth. Out for a Leicester throw midway into the QPR half. Fortunately, Gray, I think we do. It's you remember when it used to be a contact sport. Snow, really, Ben? Wow. We've not had that yet. Well, we've not had it yet on the south coast. I'm sure there's parts of the country that have had it, but yeah, you're right. You're right, Gray. Those of us that remember. Oh, lovely ball now. Eunice on the left side. He plays it across. Oh! Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Oh, whoa. That could have been, should have been 1-0. Let's just have a look at that. Oh. In fairness, KDH had a player on him and he got to the ball first. So it's a corner on this near side. The rain is really, really, really coming down heavy now. Sunshine and rain, somebody just said. It certainly is. Sunshine on a rainy day. Oh! Oh, good effort there. Back to the goal. Ball down. Turned, shot, and wide. Wow. KDH, in fairness, was never... I mean, there was a player in front of him, which is why he got the corner, so... So 5 shots to Leicester at the moment. 72% possession still. Let's just refresh this. Yeah, 5 shots, 1 on target. No shots at all from QPR at the moment. Southampton still drawing with Birmingham. Ipswich still drawing with Plymouth. And we're still drawing with Queen's Park Rangers. QPR got it in that corner, but it's a throw into Leicester. I can't concentrate. I don't know, Gray. I recognise the lyrics, but I can't get the tune in my head. So, throw into Leicester now. Always equal with the penalty box on the far side. Taken by Justin. It goes up. Is it another throw into Leicester? Yes, it is. Halfway inside their own half now. Again, on the far side. I'd say Leicester are the one team that are looking more likely. But then how often have we said that this season? I want to see some. Yeah, Elkie Brooks. Well, I would never have got that. I was singing it in my head, and it wasn't even that tune. Oh, lovely ball upfield to Eunice. Eunice takes it back to Mavadidi. We play it backwards though. Winks has got it now, back into the centre circle from what was looking like a good position, but we have still got the ball. Fatawu now. Nearly lost the ball, but it's Kieran Dewsbury Hall into Chowdhury. Oh, shoots it forward, gets it back, and then it's out to Mavadidi on the near side. Got a lucky ricochet there, Chowdhury. See what he was trying to do, play KDH through. Fatawu now. Got it all the way across. Mavadidi got a head on, but it's booted clear by QPR. And at times I can see that QPR, it's a bit desperate defending by QPR at times. But again, can Leicester make this this pressure pay even? Andy Davis is the referee. The rain's eased off a little bit. So, QPR now going to go back to their goalkeeper, Berkovic. Plays it out to the other defender on the far side. Eunice tries to close him down, but they keep hold of it. QPR forward, but gives the ball away to Winks. Daka there had come deep to get it and went forward for the pass forward, but he didn't get to him. And now QPR can break on this near side. acres of space for him. But no, well done. Well done for Taru. Comes back and gets the ball, and it's back to Hermanson. I tell you what, I've got to say with Mavadidi and Fataru, those wingers, we said that, well, Mahrez, we just said, look, don't bother defending, you crap at it. Just do what you're good at, which is going forward and scoring goals. But Fataru and Mavadidi are very good with the defensive duties. Half an hour gone, 0-0. Oh, and Jusby Hall there loses the ball and he goes out for a corner kick. Yeah, got the side of there. You are welcome to comment, Fee. You are welcome to comment. And you're always welcome in the chat, 100%. So there's a corner, but it's headed clear easily there by the QPR defence. Chowdhury over to Winks, plays it out to Mavadidi on the far side, chips it into the box. Oh, they haven't got rid of it yet, QPR. Now it's a free kick to QPR. Daka went up, and number 5 for QPR has gone down. $55 likes, everybody. Thank you so very, very much. Really, really, really do appreciate it. But we wanted 50 by half time, and we've got it. 153 watching. Thank you for all very, very much. Like the video, like we say, and give us a subscribe. It really does help the channel. Looking to get to 3K. I think we're about a couple of hundred off at the moment. Not even that, I don't think. I think we're less than 100 off. I could be wrong. I was never good at maths. Not very good at all. So look at this. I need a calculator to work it out, guys. 29 off. 29 subs off hitting the 3K. Would be nice to do that today. So if you are new, please do consider subscribing. Milo, welcome along. Joe, hi as well from Zambia. No need to ask who your favourite player is, as the ball goes back to Hermanson in the Leicester goal. Plays it forward to Winks, across to Faz. He plays it forward. One-touch football here from Leicester at the moment. Winks managed to keep hold of it, but then it was stretching a little bit. But KDH has got it. Daka is head tennis at the moment. Where's it going to land? At the moment, it falls kinder for QPR than it does for Leicester. 34 minutes gone, 0-0. Gray. That's bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. School today, are you allowed to use calculators in maths exam? I mean, they just teach a load of rubbish at school, don't they? I was talking about this with my friend Carol last night, and we were saying, at school they need to teach you about money, but as long as you can draw a circle with a compass, you're all right. Anyway, Leicester got the ball on the far side. It's Winks. Now it's back to Faz. Justin then, he plays a lovely one in, but is it gone out? Yes, it has. But it's a goal kick. Mavadini couldn't quite get it in. And we've got somebody in here from Toronto. Hello from Canada. And I hope Melina, she's a good friend of the channel, Arsenal fan, and she runs her own fan channel. Had her on lots and lots of times. It was a very, very good help to me when we first set up the channel, Melina. She's over here in London at the moment. She's got family. I was hoping to get to London to see her, but unfortunately unable to. Dart, say Ali. Got to be honest with you, I don't see the point of it. Thank you. Here all week. Rojo from Los Angeles. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I mean, you're on the far side of America, so it must be very, very early for you. I know those that come in on the East Coast. What time is it there, Rojo? He's on the bench, Dave. He's on the bench as we come away with Mavididi down the far side. Lovely ball over to Eunice. He's got 3 players around him straight away. Oh, it's pulled back. No. Yes. The ref didn't give it straight away. What's he done now? I thought that's what he was blowing for. Apparently, Eunice took the ball out. Oh, he was pulled back there. Come on, referee. Jesus Christ. All right, the ball had gone out in fairness, but he was literally rugby tackled to the ground, Eunice, then. 7 a.m, Rojo. Well, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. We want to say good morning to you. Have a good day now. And in Toronto, it's 10:30. 37 minutes gone. 0-0. It's all Leicester, I've got to say at the moment. 2977. Thank you very, very much for the subscriptions, everybody. Like I say, we're trying to get to the 3K. So, Queen's Park Rangers. I mean, to be honest with you, it's one team in it at the moment. One team in it. Oh, but now, as I say that, QPR are away. And just as I say that, QPR score. No way. 38 minutes gone. Wow. What? I mean, Leicester 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. I do not believe it. What the hell? We were just cut open. Absolutely cut open. Oh, what?
Well, I don't believe it.
I seriously do not. I literally just said there's only one team in this. Chair has scored. Well, at the moment, we're on for a record of 3 losses on the trot this season. Fee. 110% correct. Commentator's curse. Now, we haven't been able to break them down yet. Can we break them down now? 39 minutes. We've got 6 minutes. Well, no, we've got 5 minutes as it's just coming up to the 40th minute. 5 minutes till half time. We've got a corner. Smash and grab. It definitely was, Jeff. Definitely was. The cross comes in. Harry Winks tries to get it in. It goes off the QPR player for a throw in. So, wow. Manny, well, if you're a Leeds fan, weren't you losing to Huddersfield at one point today? So Leicester got it down now. Leeds couldn't beat Huddersfield. Ha 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 ha. We're living in your head rent free when you got to come onto a Leicester channel to chat, isn't it, eh? So Nelson. Fouls now in the middle in the centre circle. Chowdhury lets it run. Goes to Fatawu on this far side. Chips it into the box, but it's headed clear and it's out for another corner for Leicester. This will be Leicester's 5th corner of the half. So Fatawu, I think he's going to take the corner. Yeah, plays it short to KDH though. Turns, chips it in, a poor ball in, doesn't get it past the first man. You've got to get these balls past the first man. Now QPR are breaking again. Oh, well, unlucky then QPR. They nearly cut us open again. A long ball trying to get through to Daka. He was up on his own and it didn't get through to him. They managed to head it cleared, QPR. It will lead. What Leicester, what else do we expect? Kieran Dewsbury Hall pushed over there. It's a free kick. Tries to take it quickly, but he's stopped by doing so. Going to take the free kick again. There's a QPR guy there, and he gets booking. QPR player booked. He was stopping Winks, taking a quick free kick. He tries to look all innocent. To be honest with you, he looks like a serial killer. Anderson, number 25. Lucas Anderson there, trying to protect his innocence. He's about as innocent as Dennis Nielsen was. It was totally, though, Lucas, it was totally against the run of play. Now, Fatawu tries to play it down to KDH, but he was never going to get that in a month of Sundays. I mean, it nearly hit the post from Chair, but he managed to get it in. And quite right, celebrating well there. Or even to get promoted, Stu. 44 minutes. There's going to be some injury time because, of course, Pratt went off. Nelson gambling with it there, but gets it back to Hermanson. Plays it all the way out to the far side, and Justin. QPR got the tail up now, in fairness. This is not the QPR that we played earlier in the season. Bit of a wayward pass, but it ends up with Fatawu eventually. 3 minutes. Yeah, that's true, John. So 3 minutes there. That's come from the obviously the injury. And it's gone out for a corner. Nothing Leicester are doing at the moment is going right for them. Well, this isn't going to plan, is it? Birmingham, though, have gone 2-1 up against Southampton. They do. I said at the start, Stefan, 12th in the league, just on away form. LTiDtv does well to keep it in. He's got 2 players on him, though. He tries to get through them, and he's still got the ball. The third player came in. LTiDtv to Eunice. That was Daka, sorry. Daka who did really well then, in fairness. Gets the ball in, but it's headed clear by the defender for QPR. Daka's down, but it's no penalty. It's all the way back into our own half. Hermansen comes out to pick it up, plays it out to Nelson. Nelson just turns on the ball, plays it forward, gives it to Chowdhury. Chowdhury now hands it over to Winks in the centre circle, moves forward with it, out to LTiDtv on the far side. LTiDtv turns with the ball, tries a bit of trickery, heads towards the box, but he can't get it in. He loses the ball. Fask has it now. This is fine. It's in Leicester's half. QPR will be happy with that. Nelson forward to KDH. KDH was a lovely ball through to Eunice, but he just couldn't keep it under control. Bit too strong for him. And there's 30 seconds to go. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. We could see Vardy come on. It was a lovely ball, just a little bit too hard for Eunice. He was trying to keep on side, of course. That was the problem. I'm guessing we're going to see the half-time whistle in a minute. There it goes. Half-time it is. And we will be back in a few minutes. And the half-time score is the Leicester City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome back. Half time there. You can see it. Leicester City 0, QPR 1. Ask me why. I've no fucking idea. Right, let's just have a look at some of the scores that are coming in at half time. Earlier on today, Bristol City 0, Cardiff 1, Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. Most of these now are half times. Birmingham 2, Southampton 1, Leicester 0, QPR 1. Millwall 1, Watford 0, Norwich 0, Sunderland 0, Plymouth 0, Ipswich 0, Preston 0, Hull 0, Rotherham 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Stoke 1, Middlesbrough 0, Swansea 2, Blackburn 0. And if nothing else, we are giving all the men in Leeds and Yorkshire a chance to play with the Dodger and jizz themselves off. So at least we're providing a good service here. Did I say that out loud? I think I probably did. But then again, it was needed. Right, let's bring my colleagues in because, to be honest with you, I don't believe what I'm looking at. Maybe they can convince me that I'm going blind. Am I, fellas? Good evening, guys. Luke, how you doing? I mean, go for it, mate. I mean, can I just say, literally, I've got like 5 lines of notes down. We were so dominant. And on the 38th minute, I said, you know what? There's only one team in this at the moment. And just as I said that, QPR broke away and scored. Commentators cursed.
Yeah, I had pretty much the same thing, mate. I'm looking at mine. I've got about 4 or 5 things written down too, and I kind of just stopped after that. Dominating the ball, but frustrating. And to be fair, QPR, they've been pretty disciplined with the parking the bus at the back and not letting us pull them out of position. They've played it decent, to be fair, and they're going to do it even more. So now they've got one up, which means we're in for a frustrating 45 minutes, I think.
Brad, I mean, can you, well, your 3-0's out the window. My 3-1 is still on, I guess, but I can't see us scoring 1 at the moment, let alone 3.
Worst 45 minutes of the season. Awful, clueless, gutless. Who's 20th in the league, Chris? Who's top of the league? Tell me.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how many subs we've got left because I feel sorry for Pratt. Well, but that's for another time. I do feel sorry for him. But we've only got 4 subs left. Well, I'd put Ricardo on. I'd take Chowdhury off. I'd put Ricardo on. I'd take
Not put Ricardo on. He's not in the squad.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. If he was available, why isn't he? You know, Nelson needs to come off. Chowdhury didn't how is Chowdhury playing right back and not seeing the guy on the right for their goal? It's embarrassing. Their best player is the one you should be watching, and this was the clear threat. Doesn't get to him. Kieran Dewsbury, have a day off, mate. Go on holiday. Go away, because clearly a 2-game break hasn't done you any favours. You've been awful. Fatawu can't string a pass together this game. Mavididi can't keep the ball in play. He got more chance of control. He's got less chance of controlling his bladder than he has a ball this game. He's been awful. We have been shambolic. And I know you can say an injury changes things up, but I don't understand this Leicester City team. It's not the Leicester City that's been playing for 34 games, Chris. This is Brendan Rodgers back at the helm, confidence levels. I don't understand, Chris. I don't understand that 45 minutes. They were buzzing. They were absolutely buzzing. Beat Bournemouth in the cup. Test against Premier League opposition. Nelson looks like he doesn't know what football is. I mean, he couldn't control a simple pass out wide to him and it went out for a throw-in, for Christ's sake. I haven't even got
Wednesday 11. I did say that. I'm not saying Gray is a wonderful human being and knows exactly what he's talking about. But Luke, the team that played against Bournemouth played a hell of a lot better than that 11.
The game's not finished yet, and Bournemouth didn't set up the same way that QPR did. So I can understand why you could feel that way, but I think that's a bit harsh. I thought Nelson actually had a decent half. I kind of disagree. I can see what you're saying, but I thought, like, in terms of marking his man, for me, I thought he started well, but I don't think that's fair to say to me that side was it's a different style game.
But we should, we're top of the league. We should be able to work out. We should have scouts that are going, well, this is the way QPR have been playing. This is what we need to do.
Yeah. So look, I know what you're saying. Look, what I think it is, and I want to ask you both this, Brad. There's a bit of chemistry between Mavididi and Dewsbury Hall. Now, I was quite happy when Atkins came on. I thought that, he had a great game. We all thought that. We all agreed on that after the Bournemouth game, yes. But I think he looks better in that left-hand high-pressing 8. But Dewsbury Hall's a lot more comfortable on that side. I don't think he looks as comfortable playing on the right-hand side. So usually he links up well, Kieran Dewsbury Hall with Mavididi. Fatawi always looks good if Ndidi, we know that, but he's not available. But how much of that would you put into... Because both Mavididi and Kieran Dewsbury didn't have a good first half.
Right, it's about 4 or 5 of them that didn't have a good first half. I I truly stand by saying that was the stinkiest first half of football I've seen us play this entire season. And do you know what really annoyed me, right? What really annoys me is we have seen and we know that Enzo has the tactical brain and capability to change things up when they're not working. We have seen it. It's been very rare that we have sat here and gone, why didn't he change things up? He changed things too late. He seemed to have learned from his lessons. And yet today, it was predictable. We got the ball in the midfield. We won it. What did we do with it? We made a lovely YouTube short of a pass out wide to Fatawu, but he's got 3 players in front of him. They knew it was going there. You literally saw the QPR bloke players look at whoever had the ball, whether it was FaZe or Dewsbury Hall, and go, oh, well, he's going to kick it over there. Off we go. La, la, la. I'll stand here. There goes the ball. Come on, then. In fact, we couldn't do nothing. Got 2 players in front of him and 1 on the inside. It's just, why are we being so obvious? I could sit here and Chris, and I'm sure you could to a degree, and watch it, and in your head, you won't say it because you're doing a wonderful job doing a commentary on a watch-along, but you probably sit here and go, it's going to go to Justin. And then he's going to knock it into Nelson, and then Nelson's going to give it Chowdhury, and then Chowdhury will give it Fatu, and then you can predict our next 10 moves.
I did at one point actually say when I was in the middle of one of those runs, I said, well, guess where that's gone. And I've got to say, in fairness to Mavididi, just defending him here, Luke, he has had 2 or 3 players on him every time he's tried to get down that side. He is being marked out. Fatu's got the easier job at the moment. I mean, Nelson's fault for the goal, was it?
That's a strange one, because like I was thinking the same thing as Brad. It almost looked like it happened in slow motion. I just saw 3 centre-backs with their backs to Elias' chair who ran into that space, which for what felt like an eternity. So you could say that, yes, mate.
Brad, look, we were known at the start of the season for hitting teams on the break. We have been caught out by Leeds, fair play to them, on the break. They hit us on the break. QPR have just done exactly the same. We've had 70% possession. We've had 7 shots. We shouldn't, we should be looking at it and going, what's gone wrong? What did they say? The thing about insanity is keep trying to do the same thing again and it always going wrong.
Yeah, the definition of insanity is exactly that, mate. And it just absolutely baffles me because, again, this is, I waged the war against stats, Chris. Apart from Daka's one, which took a deflection, and Begovic, I mean, it's embarrassing. He's got to be 55, Begovic. He's been playing football since he was 10. He's been playing it 30 years, 40 years, for God's sake. And he's had 1 save to make. I'm watching the same thing as you, Chris. I'm watching the highlights now popping up on the Foxes Hub. I'm definitely not using the VPN. Cheers, Luke. And I'm just seeing, oh, great. It looks so pretty that Winks hit one from 20 yards. Why is the team top of the league's best opportunities from 25 yards in the first half? With the greatest respect to QPR, yes, I expected them to be better than they were when we played them at their place, but I expected us to have a couple of goals and be peppering their goal because, oh, mate, same like you said, definition of insanity right now.
We're kind of forced to do that though, Brad, because they've parked such a bus. I think Winks is trying to, let's talk a bit of positives here. Dewsbury Hall, that's not a positive really, but Dewsbury Hall missed an absolute sitter that was put on him on a plate by Unisakun, who looked really good when he came on. Harry Winks looks like he was trying to outdo himself from the last game. He had a proper go twice, and it was not bad to be fair. And also for Tawi, one of them was pretty. He had about 2 or 3 very ambitious shots. The first one was pretty decent, nearly the same as the goal he scored against Bournemouth. But when they're going to park a bus like that, deep in like that, and we're trying to play around with the ball in front of them. They're being disciplined. They're not coming out of position where we can have someone come and run through from behind. We're going to have to start trying to bang worldies outside the box, maybe.
Wow. I mean, look, I see where you're coming from, and I get it. And I agree with some of the comments that some teams have figured out how to play. And I've always said it's easy to know how to figure a team out. The hardest thing is actually putting it into practice and doing it. And to be fair to QPR, they're doing a good job. You have to give them credit. You always say, Chris, we'd hate it when we play really well and we beat somebody of a higher caliber and they go, oh, they were bad. No, QPR have done their job, done the homework, and they're doing the job. They're doing the job well. And I was literally, I had something ready in my head to say, and it's completely gone. So I'm just going to leave it there and kind of go.
Sorry, mate.
No, that was it. That was it. You know, there is two fan bases right now that are pissed off with Leicester's scoreline, and it is Leicester fans and Leeds fans. They must be fuming that they're only going to gain a point on us right now, because they must have been going. But when their game finished, it kept panning to the crowd, Chris, and we were kind of high on it, weren't we? And their fans were like that at 1-1, like, please give us a goal, someone was actually begging in the crowd for a goal, and they must be sat there on the way home going, oh God, not only did we get a point, but and Ipswich are drawing it. We're clutching at straws. We might actually bottle it, Chris.
Yeah,
we might actually bottle this.
We're 5 points still ahead of Leeds. Ipswich are only drawing.
Gifted.
Southampton are losing, so we're only 5 points off falling into the playoffs. So yeah, I don't like to say bottle it, because I don't think bottling it is the right word, but I think we are struggling at the moment. Look, we've got 45 minutes to get out of this. We might see. Would you make changes now? Just a quick yes or no before we go over.
Yeah.
Would you, Luke?
Yep, cannon on for Daka.
I think we'll probably see Vardy, but there we go. Guys, thank you very much. The players are going to be coming out in a minute. In fact, the players are out. I will see you at full time. Cheers. All the best.
Yeah, see you, Chris.
Thanks.
Chris does it 3 hours a day.
Want to do it again?
5 days a week.
Oh, yes.
Just for you.
I love it.
On the Golden Breakfast Show.
So here we are. We're about to kick off. Remember, no spoilers, not even as a joke. And we're off and we're underway. So, no changes as far as I can see for Leicester. You're right, Jeff. I mean, we're going to say we're only halfway through here, half time. So, Leicester, of course, all in blue. They are now kicking, as they like to in the second half, towards the Kop. They're kicking from right to left. And we have got in their away strip of red and black hoops, QPR, obviously therefore kicking left to right. Well, it might help us if QPR were also kicking right to left. We might actually get something then. So Justin on the ball here. Plays it to Winks, plays it out to Nelson, who goes back to Hermanson, out to Faz. So 5 points we are ahead of Leeds at the moment and ahead of Ipswich, and that's the more important thing, not just ahead of Leeds. And I still think it'll probably be Leeds and Leicester that go up, but Ipswich, they're in third. If we end up in third, it is into the lottery of the playoffs. Justin Dewsbury Hall tries to get it in. He can't, but it's going to come back to him, is it? No, it's cleared by the Bournemouth players. So it's Nelson on the far side. Chowdhury back to Nelson. Short passes again. Nelson walking with the ball. Plays Chowdhury into trouble. But Chowdhury keeps hold of it. Gets it out to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who plays it out to Fatawu on the far side. Tries his trickery. Oh, is he pulled down? No, Chowdhury's got it now. Kieran Dewsbury Hall doesn't control it well, but turns with the ball. Back to Chowdhury. Chowdhury to Winks. Oh, closed down beautifully there by the QPR player. I hate to say it, but it was. He just wasn't concentrating. So Fowles get the ball back to Hermansen. Wasn't concentrating then. Winks wasn't concentrating. The player came up behind him. Where were the shouts from his teammates? Eunice now back to Winks. Winks out to the far side. Fatawu comes inside. Plays a lovely ball up to Daka. Daka can't get. I mean, they're tackling each other at the moment. They are tackling each other, Leicester. So Faz on the ball. Winks turns with it as he likes to. Fatawu on the far side. Back to Nelson. Faz. I think I would have probably made change at half time if I'm honest with you. Faz. Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Looks for options. Got Mavadidi on the Fatawu on the far side. Into the box. Plays it back to Dewsbury Hall. Chips it up. Ah. Fatawu and Eunice managed to do some good moves together, but it's got to go out for a... Oh, it's a goal kick. Oof. There's a goal kick to QPR. Coming up to 5 minutes into the second half. Leicester need an early goal if they're to get the 3 points here. But at the moment, I've got to be honest with you, they don't look like they're going to. Justin, back to Faz. Faz. Winks now. Brings it forward. Plays it out just behind Nelson, but he gets it. Plays it to Chowdhury. Not a brilliant pass, but Chowdhury's got it. Winks now. Turns with the ball. Like I say, likes to take that, but he's back to the opposition goal and turn with it. Justin. Mavadidi on this side. Very first touch in the second half, probably. Back to Winks. Nelson. Plays it forward to Jude. That is a good ball from Nelson. Daka. Oh, it was closed down so quickly that he couldn't get a shot away then. Chowdhury. Goes back. Nelson. Oh, can't get the ball through. Sliding interception from QPR. Jones, Justin and Willock. Justin gets the ball first and he gets it back to Manson. Out to Nelson. The crowd now are getting up. They're going to get frustrated, the Leicester crowd. It's out with Fatawu on the far side. Oh, beautifully through. Oh, and he passes it back to a Bournemouth player. Oh, my God. So QPR trying to get it clear, but they can't really at the moment. Winks now in space. Plays it forward to Daka. Dewsbury Hall, he's taken off him, but it's back out to Fatawu just inside the box. He chips it off. Oh, but they just can't get it past these QPR defenders. Oh, it's a corner to Leicester on the far side. Leicester. When I don't know what we're trying to do. We just get the ball in the box and we can't get it to a Leicester player. Whatever we seem to do, it seems to fall on the head of a person in a black and red hoop shirt. Anyway, it's a corner on the far side. KDH takes it, but again, headed clear. Well, not headed clear. It is a second attempt by QPR. But anyway, Mavididi chips into the box. Daka gets the header, but it's a weak one down into the ground and up into the arms of the of Berkovic in goal. Do you remember that, that nursery rhyme, the three pigs? I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. We're huffing and puffing, but we're not blowing anything down at the moment. Free kick there as Dewsbury Hall is pulled down. And a yellow card, second yellow card for QPR. That one goes to Hayden. It's true, though, Gray. It's true. Stefan, I wish we could, mate, because at the moment we're not showing them we're top of the league. Anyway, Fatu on the far side gets the ball from Winks. Runs at the defence, tries a bit of trickery, gets it to the byline, gets the ball in! Oh! It's a Leicester throw on the near side. Is it going to be one of the, again, not say one of those days, is it going to be another of those days? Dewsbury Hall out to Fatawu on the far side. Chips it into the box. But again, it hits the head of a QPR defender. They just said there, land of giants in the Rangers defence. I mean, how often do we have to try the same thing? Stupidity, trying the same thing over and over again, and it's not working. QPR now. Daka, 2 good tackles, but that one he's been penalised for. But he was getting his foot in there, Daka. $187 in. I don't know what we're like with the likes at the moment. A substitution here for QPR. There might be 2 changes here for QPR. Lucas Anderson, who did that foul earlier, has gone off, and he's going to be replaced by number 11, Paul Smythe. Dietz has gone off for QPR. And is that Armstrong coming on for QPR? So, QPR blinked first. They've made the substitutions, but they are ahead at the moment. Yeah, it could be a decent day for Leeds. Let's be honest with you. If they do, fair play to them. 2-0. 2-0. He's literally been on 2 minutes. I mean, he's only just been on 2 minutes. I mean, it was a good strike. I mean, that was powerful. He's got no chance to get into that Hermanson, in fairness, but what are we doing? "57 minutes gone, 2-0 down." I have been saying all along, were we going to have a bad patch? Shrewsbury Hall now. Can we have a quick response from Leicester? Fatawu. Winks. Can't keep hold of it. Can't keep control of it. Gets the free kick, though. Just outside the penalty box. At the moment, though, Jeff, we're finding it hard against strong teams like Leeds and average teams like Middlesbrough. Vardy's about to come on. Daka's off. Vardy is on. Yeah, 59 minutes, as they've just said then. Approaching the hour, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Well said to the commentator there. Could be very correct. Now, can Vardy do what Armstrong just did for QPR and score with probably his first touch? Oh, it's in! We got one back! Ben Nelson! Ben Nelson! Wow, now we'll see what they're made of. It was a good free kick there. Lucas, I hope that was after I said, because you get kicked. So, then it hits the post and goes in. Oof.
Go! Back of the net.
Okay, there we go. 1-2. Oh, that was unlucky. Leicester are back in it. We've got half an hour. Vardy trying to get into the play there. Young Ben Nelson getting his first goal for the club. A lovely free kick it was, in fairness. A great save off Berkovic, I've got to say. I mean, for his age, great save. Comes out, eventually falls to Nelson, whacks it in, hits the post. Like I say, if you're hitting the post, it's going to go one of two ways, in or out. It went in, and it's 2-1. Game on. Why have we stepped it until now, though? Chowdhury, Eunice, Vardy. Plays it back. Nelson keeps... Justin keeps it in. But he didn't, Ronald. He didn't. Yeah, give me a chance. Give me a chance, Phil, mate. Oh. The goal kick to QPR. Come on, yep. As Grace says there, we've got 78 likes. Let's get to the 100 as well. And if you are subscribing, there's a lot of you have subscribed today. And thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that. We're 7 off the 3,000. And the rain comes down again at the King Power Stadium. Looks like it's coming out of a watering can, to be honest with you. Have Leicester left it? Well, it's too late. We've got like 27 minutes to go, but we should. I mean, you know, have we left it too late in the fact that we went 2 goals down first? A couple of updates here. Have a look what's happening out and about. Southampton have equalised against Birmingham. That's now 2-2. Birmingham taking the lead twice. Millwall 1, Watford 0. Ipswich is still 0-0 with Plymouth. Hull and Preston 0-0. Stoke and Middlesbrough 1-0. Swansea 2, Blackburn 0. QPR as well. Oh. No. Luckily, again, good referee in there. Could have given a free kick just outside our box to QPR, but he didn't. Now, the crowd are getting up and awake, and they're getting behind the team now. Fatawu, sorry, on the far side, turns to come into the pitch, plays it off to Justin, finds it out to Mavididi. Now, he 1 foot, then another, turns, and he right foots it in, tries to bend it, but it is straight down. It wasn't powerful, and it was straight down the throat of Berkovic in the QPR goal. 64 minutes gone. Throw into QPR. Headed by Justin to KDH. Nelson, lovely turn on the ball there. Goes out to Fatawu on the far side. He's being closed down by the QPR defender. Left-footed into the centre. Justin can't keep it in. Wasn't one of the best passes ever by Fatawu, and it's out for 8 QPR throw-in. $25 minutes to go. Not only are we playing QPR, but we're playing the clock as well here. QPR, 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. Now, Mavididi is free now. Oh, that should be a corner. Yes, it is. Number 3, done for QPR. Can't believe it, but it was a corner. I suppose he feels badly done by. Sorry. So, Dewsbury Hall now with the corner. Can Leicester take advantage here and get a goal? If we get a second goal, we could go on and win this. So it's chipped into the box. And it's going to go out. And should it be another corner, I think? Oh, no, it's a throw. 1 to Leicester, 2 to Queen's Park Rangers. The throw in. It's going to be left to Justin. Yeah, we're not just saying then on the commentary quite rightly. Oh, just cross in there, but it was booted clear from Justin. No Leicester play. It wasn't really a very good cross, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, we've only been scoring the 1 goal. Southampton have now taken the lead against Birmingham. So Birmingham 2, Southampton 3. And Mavididi there goes down. Again, that was done. Free kick here. Almost equal on the byline, but almost but almost on the side of the pitch, but almost level with the penalty box. It's going to be Kieran Dewsbury Hall left-footed to play it in. Come on, we need a second. We need one now. It's chipped in. Oh, Eunice. Oh, I can't get the kick away. Literally every player back for QPR. And there's just nowhere for him to shoot. Kieran Dewsbury Hall with the quick throw-in. Goes back to Chowdhury. Chowdhury goes back to Ben Nelson. Harry Winks now on the far side. Brings it forward. Plays it out to Fatawu on the far side. Fatawu, what does he do with it? He plays it back to Chowdhury, who chips it in. But it's headed clear again. Faz down to Justin. Chowdhury, now it's Chowdhury. Oh, couldn't quite slide the ball through there to Eunice. And it's all the way down into the Leicester half. On its playing it, Wolves. They've not said who you'll donate it to, Wolfie. So Leicester come forward. Winks now. Leicester. Now, again, it's all Leicester at the moment, but then hasn't it been for most of the game? Oh, Fatawu there with the long shot. Oh. He tried to do what he did against Bournemouth. 68 minutes gone. 2 subs at the moment for Leicester. One of them enforced in the first half. You want to donate £1,000 to the Leicester Till I Die? I'll be more than happy to accept it. How are we getting? Are we near to the 100 likes yet? As Faz battles away. Bit of help there from Justin, but they've got the ball. Winks on the ball. Long and out towards Fatawu, who takes it down beautifully. He's got a player on him there, but he turns him. Can't get past the number 22 for QPR there. Now he's got 2 players on him. And it's a throw into Leicester. 90 likes, 10 likes off. Come on, guys. Two off the 3,000 subs. Thank you very much. I'm sure that will probably go down after the game. It usually does on a watch long, and I totally understand why. But thank you very much. Oh, Justin there. Don't know what he was playing it through to Eunice, I think, but Eunice didn't get the memo. Hello, Steve. 20 minutes left. At the moment, it looks like we're going to be losing. Can we hit 100 likes for the video and 3,000 subs for the channel at this game? 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. I wish 20 minutes to go. They'd gone. We could play the game again. But like PlayStation, press reset. But QPR have kept it in well down this near side. Justin trying to go in. He's sliding, though, in the wet conditions. And it is really raining very, very heavily. Chair gets past Chowdhury nicely, to be honest with you. Chowdhury committed himself a little bit. Some of the players are losing the footing now. Vardy, can he get the ball? He's not really done much, Vardy, since he came on. Done whacks it forward, but it's straight out just inside the Leicester half. Bet you've regretted that since forever, Ali. So another substitution here. I think this is the 4th one for QPR. So as the table stands at the moment, Leicester 78 points. Ipswich 75 points now. Ipswich have taken the lead. Ipswich are 1-0 up at Plymouth. Ipswich are down just 3 points behind Leicester. Leeds 73, they're down to third. Southampton on 70. West Brom 59, Hull 56. Tackles going in late here. I think it's the weather. So it's must be so wet underfoot. But we're literally 17 minutes now off. And to be honest with you, I'm going to say it because I said it before, and obviously it worked. I can't see Leicester scoring. Free kick to Leicester, but I can't see Leicester scoring. John, don't spam, please. So Faz now to Justin inside the QPR half. Mavididi back to Justin. Justin will play it inside to Chowdhury. Guys, thank you very, very much. 103 likes. Really, really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. So Leicester at the moment. Don't look like we're going to get a second, I'm afraid. Jim, I wish I had your optimism, mate. I'm watching this. James Justin, he's got a shot in him, but he doesn't. He plays it, tries to play it out to Fatawu, and it doesn't go, but it will come to Ben Nelson. Paz plays it just slow ball to Justin. Out now to Mavididi on this side. Plays it into the box. Vardy couldn't quite get on the end of it. Goes out for a goal kick. Now, Matt Elliott's just said it's not convincing for Leicester. It really isn't. $15 minutes to go. Come on, Leicester, like Eduardo says. I mean, really, should we be hoping for a draw in a game against QPR? Fair play to QPR. Again, took the chances. This is like the Leeds game all over again. Matawu now. He's been marked by two players. Goes out for throw in. He's going to take it himself. He could score. Oh, even Steve Walsh, couldn't we? But Elliott, let's be honest with you, 2 goals in the League Cup final against Tranmere, 1999. Winks to KDH. Needs some urgency now. Justin, play it out to Chowdhury. Chowdhury can't keep hold of it. It's kept in though. Well done, Fatawu. Yunus leaves it, but nobody's behind him. He leaves it, but if you're going to leave the ball, make sure somebody's behind you. So Faz brings the ball forward. Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Can't get it through to Vardy. So Faz with the ball to Chowdhury. Inside 15 minutes now. I mean, literally, this game is being played in that final third. Mavididi kicks the ball across, or it goes onto the top of the net. He was being pushed as far as he could be, though. You're right, Gray. You're right. Doug, are you a QPR fan? Welcome along, mate. Hope you're well. Going well for you. So Eunice is off. Eunice, who was brought on, has gone off, and Cannon is on. So going for it now. But now, if you are QPR, welcome along. You've not only been in this game, but again, 2 chances, 2 goals. That's what it's all about, mate. That is what it's all about. So, I've seen it for other teams. I've never seen it for Leicester, though. The subbed. Taru there takes the ball off the QPR defender. And he's taking... Oh, he's kept it. Dewsbury Hall. Oh, I can't get it to Cannon. But Leicester now coming forward. There's a little bit of an urgency about them. Winks gets in, but there's too many Bournemouth players there. And it doesn't fall to a Leicester player. How often have we said that in the last 2 or 3 games? "11 minutes. Matt Elliott says there, is there some weariness, some tiredness going into the QPR defending? Faz did well to keep the ball there. Winks. But then are the Leicester players getting tired? We've got 2, Vardy and Cannon, 2 substitutes on. Nelson across to Faz in the centre circle, brings it out. He's got Justin free on his left. Goes to Nelson on the right. This is where we're going to miss Vestergaard's long balls that he can pull out the bag. Nelson's got it back again and just gives it away. Yes, maybe we are going to miss Vestergaard. Faz, yeah, good defending by Faz. Got between the ball and the Armstrong, the goal scorer for QPR. Forward to Chowdhury now. 10 minutes left. Now they've literally got every man behind the ball now, QPR. Mavadidi. Justin. Oh, what the fuck was that? Yeah, just there. I don't know what Justin saw because nobody else saw it. 3,004 subs. Guys, you are heroes. Thank you very, 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 very much indeed. I'm sure that will probably go down after the match. Free kick to Leicester. Faz is down, holding his face. Sunderland away on Tuesday. That's not going to be easy. Mavadidi. Trip there, but can he get the ball past the... Yes, no, he gets a foul. Free kick. Fair play. Fair play. You got the free kick. Nice one, ref. Thank you. Yeah, we got away with one there, guys, I think. So, Dewsbury Hall over the ball, just outside the penalty area, on the near side, between the 6-yard and the 18-yard boxes, that sort of distance away from the byline. He'll be left-footed here from Dewsbury Hall, number 22. He's over the ball. Everybody's up almost for Leicester. Got to be careful of the breakaway. Chips it in. Oh, it's high, long, and what? That's awful. Rataru. Fataro's into the box. Oh, for fuck's sake. Tries that shot again. And all right, he scored. He did it against Bournemouth. But that's twice. He had his shirt being pulled. Got into the box. He had options. He had options. Seven minutes plus any stoppage time. Pass comes forward. Even then, sloppy ball from Ben Nelson to Chowdhury. Managed to get it though. Now Faz out to Nelson. To Fatawu on the far side. Back to Nelson. Just halfway into the Rangers half area. He comes back to Faz. Faz plays it out badly. Doesn't play it out at all. He plays it straight to a QPR player, who then is fouled, and it's going to be a booking for Chowdhury. I don't think Chowdhury necessarily agrees with the referee there. Ipswich 2-0 up against Plymouth now. I think we can say that's 3 points for Ipswich. Birmingham got one back. Birmingham 3, Southampton 3. Wow. It's a bit of a ding-dong game. And Birmingham down to 10 men, somebody said earlier. Dewsbury Hall now. Vardy keeps it in, but he can't keep it in for a Leicester player. And it's booted all the way down the far pitch, and we'll go back to Hermansen. 85 minutes, almost up here. What can Leicester do? To be honest with you, in the first half of the season, we were known for scoring late goals. Dewsbury onto Winks, managed to give it in out to Fatawu on the far side now. Chips it into the box. Cannon can't get to it. He's out jumped by the defender. This is a better QPR than we played earlier. Definitely more disciplined. KDH. Oh, it turns out he can't. QPR throw. They're taking the time in taking it. No invention for Leicester. Are we just no? Do we have a plan B? Does anybody know? I know we that's very easy to keep saying that. Nelson, nice out to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall forward now. Time wasting booking for Dunn for QPR. Winks to Justin. Justin out to Mavididi on this near side. He chips it in. And it's a goal kick. But that just toothless tiger. Toothless tiger. That's what Leicester are. 16 shots, 5 on target, 1 goal. Queen's Park Rangers, 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. Maresca outthought out-tacticked. Winks back to Justin. Now let's play it across the back, when we're into the last 3 minutes. Let's put it back to Hermansen. Cannon. Mavididi manages to retrieve it. Justin. Mavididi now on the left. Can he get a cross in? He plays it back to Justin. Justin tries to have a shot, but it just hits the QPR player. Nelson back to Mavididi. Can he run? He gets a corner. He gets the corner. Last 90 seconds of normal time here. Can Leicester do anything? Can Leicester somehow manage to... Oh, no, it goes over. It's headed back in. It's everywhere, but it doesn't fall for Leicester. Oh. One man, one QPR man is up. Now there's more coming. Chowdhury then gives away a free kick. Chair's going to take his time. So, we are nearly up. I can't see that. There won't be that long to be added on, I don't think. Are we going to lose a second game 3-1? Offside from QPR. Get a free kick. Thank God for that. 5 minutes. Now, that is a surprise. Mavididi on the left here. Oh, he loses the ball too easily. 3 players can't get the ball off one QPR player. This could be a third for QPR now. Oh, put it wide. That should have been 3-1 to QPR. The yellow for Nelson. Yeah, it was a booking for Nelson. Clumsy challenge. 91 minutes. Nelson on the ball now. Socks around the ankles. The defeats on the run. Looming for the Foxes. Faz. Nelson to Justin. Faz. Gets it through. Dewsbury Hall. No penalty. It's a goal kick. "92 minutes. Leicester fans look to be leaving. Nelson, square to Faust. Oh, takes it forward. We need to go forward. Winks now. Plays it out to Fatawu on the far side. He'll bring it in towards the box. Plays it back to Winks, who chip. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's that? Chips it in. A throw in to QPR. There'll be no hurry to take it. Winks, I mean, that was an awful cross. Steve Cook booked for a QPR for wasting time. Faz, a long ball along the ground to Fatawu on the far side. Faz. Winks on the far side. Can he get a better cross in this time? His last one was awful. Oh, Mavadidi can't. He gets the cross in, but there's so many QPR players back there. This will be the last chance saloon for Leicester now. Chowdhury. Just James Dustin. He's gone back. Why has he gone back? Needs to go forward. Justin. Mavadidi crosses the ball in. Harry Winks. Oh, and it comes. He tries the shot. He was on the edge of the box. And Manson is actually in the QPR half here. It was a block, amazing block there from QPR. 5 minutes is up. That was a foul, surely. And now QPR are on the break. Not well. They could still get a third here. There it is, full time. We've lost. Third game in a row. 2-1, full time. Got what we deserved again. We're back in a few minutes.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Chris does it 3 hours a day.
Wanna do it again?
5 days a week.
Oh, yes.
Just for you.
I love it.
On the Golden Breakfast Show.
This is Surrey Hills Radio.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Well, at least we're making it interesting for the neutral. What the fuck? I don't know where to start. One trick ponies, no invention. This was like when you watch a film and they bring a sequel out, so you get Scream and then you get Scream 2. This is like Leeds 2. Yeah, they had 3 shots all game, Leicester. 2 shots on target. Lost 7 games. Okay, it's only 7 games, but it's where we are at the moment. We are being reeled in like somebody's been taking us fishing. How shit have we been in the 2 games? And yes, you can turn around and say, well, we had 75% of the possession. We were all over them. We were shit because we couldn't put the fucking ball in the back of the net. And we needed the help of a post to get the 1 goal that we did. Enzo's being thought out. QPR, there's no plan B there. In fact, the plan A is so stale that if it was a piece of bread, you'd have thrown it away and the ducks would have refused to eat it. Anyway, let's just go through the full times here. Bristol City 0, Cardiff 1, Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. And didn't we laugh when Leeds couldn't get a win? How stupid do we look now? Birmingham 3, Southampton 3, Leicester 1, QPR 2, Millwall 1, Watford 0, Norwich 1, Sunderland 0, Plymouth 0, Ipswich 2, Preston 0, Hull 0, Rotherham 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Stoke 2, Middlesbrough 0, Swansea 2, Blackburn 0. I always say, how bad is it when a manager has to substitute his substitute? That's what we did today. Enzo, you're being thought out. Maybe you're not the Messiah. You're just a very naughty boy. Well, you had a fucking shit afternoon today because you did fuck all when it came to it. Let us get, I don't know where, I've got 2 Lukes in here at the moment. 1 second. Let me just kick one out. Luke, you're going to have to come back in, mate. You were in twice. Tried to get rid of you, and I had to let you go. Brad, one trick pony, Leicester City. How? Don't tell me that we were the better team. I don't want to know. We were fucking shit. 3 games in a row now. We can't win a fucking egg and spoon race at the moment.
Well, we were awful. We were awful. And do you know what's got worse, Chris? 96 minutes. Southampton just made it 4-3.
Really?
So, yeah, they just scored.
Yeah.
So we're bottling it. We are absolutely capitulating because we are robotic. We're going to bottle first place. We're going to bottle second place. We're going to win the playoffs. And we're going to make what should be a marvellous season an absolute disaster. Go on the basis of what I've just seen, because if Southampton, if QPR can stand there and before a ball's kicked and go, they will do this over and over and over and over and over and over again. So if we just do this, they won't win the game. What's the point? Chowdhury never played right back again, and not because you're a bad player, but because you don't offer us anything going forward. He can't. It's not his style. Don't play him on the right back. Play him in midfield if you're going to play him. Maybe the question shouldn't be why isn't Cody in this team over Nelson. Maybe the question should be why is he not in there over Wout Faze. Do the same thing over and over again, and somehow expecting different results is the pinnacle and definition of insanity. In a day, Chris, where until about 40 seconds ago, right, Leicester had Leeds drawing and Southampton drawing. I know that has now since changed, but didn't take advantage of it. I don't get it. I mean, he put 2 strikers on, which actually I nearly fell off my chair when he put 2 strikers on and actually made them play up front, because I thought, whoa, bloody hell. Yeah, really. No, we lost all the impetus. That team is afraid to pass the ball quickly because they're so concerned with 460 passes per goal. I don't get it. How many times, Chris, watching that? How many times, Luke? I'm asking the pair of you this, see if you can answer it. Because my answer is I lost count of the amount of times, had we played a pass forward earlier, we would have been in behind. How many times did we surrender the chance to play a riskier pass to benefit us being in front of them, and we turned it down to go backwards or sideways? Bring back Brendan, because Rangers are bottling their league, so they'll win. That Celtic will win their game in hand, and they'll win the Scottish Premiership. So bring him back. He can't do no worse, because he did the definition of sanity. We got the same results. What have I just seen? I don't know.
Luke, let me bring you in. Let's get,
let me calm down, because that's.
I wanted to let Brad carry on there and get out of his system. Luke, I was watching that, and I haven't written it down, but it did go through my mind. Have we got Brendan back on the touchline? What clue in that game? And we're talking about this game. I know you can turn around and say, well, we've played well for 28 games. Fuck the 28 games. I'm on about this game. We had got Brendan number 2 on the touchline, devoid of ideas, no plan B. Plan A, like I say, as stale as a piece of bread you throw to the ducks. Absolutely no clue. He substitutes a substitute, puts 2 strikers on, which is the sign of desperation. 16 shots on target, no 1 goal. QPR 3 shots on target, 2 goals.
I wouldn't say that we have Rodgers 2.0. People didn't park the bus against us under Rodgers. We played a high line. It was scary. We tried to play the offside trap a lot. It didn't work. So no, if we didn't put 2 strikers on, everyone would have been screaming that plan B. Why didn't he get 2 up front? So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But I don't think so. Like I understand. I'm very frustrated and annoyed, and I'm now worried because Ipswich, I think, what is it, 2 or 3 points? Let me have a look here.
3 points behind.
3 points. So I do not want to go into playoffs. Okay. We cannot afford to keep this squad if we do not go up the first time. I can't believe we're having this conversation. But look, they were passing around the back a little bit, yes, or passing around instead of being progressive and going forward. You could really see that Leicester wanted to pull people out of position, but QPR were not budging. They stayed disciplined in their defence. There was a lot of crosses into the box to no avail. It honestly looked like if we weren't going to score a worldie, we weren't going to score. They could have had 10 minutes extra time. We would not have scored. The main thing to take away from this, how much are we missing how much are we missing Vestergaard and particularly Pereira? Now we have Ndidi to come back, which is, I don't want to rush him, but we've now got Yunus Akun. I do too, mate, but like I can imagine possibly if Pratt's injured and can't play the next game, we're going to see Akun play for possibly 40 to 60 minutes. And then Ndidi get subbed on and hopefully be integrated back into the team. But have we been found out without our ball distributors? Because I agree. Sorry, one last thing. I agree with Brad. I'm not a big fan of Hams. He's done a job here and there, but in that style of game, he was not what we needed. And JJ made a lot of dodgy passes as well, man. Like I'm expecting Doyle to get a start next week.
I mean, okay, look, I don't think bringing in Ndidi back is going to make all the difference. I don't think it's suddenly bringing one player back is going to make us the team that we were. Too many players, and I'm going to say this, are too comfortable with their positions. You know, those players that couldn't stick the ball in the net against Leeds, most of them were dropped, barring 1-2 for the FA Cup. The FA Cup team went out, held a Premier League team and beat a Premier League team. Then they were all dropped, and these players that weren't good enough to beat Leeds or Middlesbrough suddenly proved they're not good enough to beat QPR. We have got Brendan number 2 on the touchline, have we not, Brad?
Oh, I know what Luke was saying in terms of style of play, but no plan B, no way to shake it up. predictable.
Brendan, carry on.
Yeah. What's happened to Enzo? Because ever since he had a go at the fans for their atmosphere, you get Seal Bar back, mate. Sponsored by Seal Bars. Getting back because I didn't hear or see any action from him. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see the crowd I don't see the touchlines. But normally Leicester's raving about how Enzo's cheering them on, raving them on, running up the touchline. He looked like this. Again, Brendan-esque.
It was raining. He maybe didn't want to sort of, slip
maybe he
over.
wants to keep bloody warm. Like, you know what I mean? It's a cold day. Keep yourself warm. Get the players fired up. Like, that's your job as a manager. They turn to you for inspiration. If they're looking at the sideline and the manager's going, "Oh, I wish it was warm. I wish I was back in my own country where it's nice and warm in summer." No, get your picking arms out your pockets and stop scratching your bum and do something about it. Fire them up. Do work on something different in the training ground. I'll say it proudly, Chris, that the training videos are a refreshing sight to see. But I tell you what I'm worried about. It's piddle around, have a laugh, train hard before the game. They don't work on anything else. And I think you're right, Chris. There's certain players in there. Do you know what, Chris? I know this is heat at the moment. It's probably the best time to get an honest opinion out of someone. It's like a drunk voice. They always say it speaks the truth, doesn't it, Chris? Here's what I'd do. Take Hunter out. Put Ricardo back in. At gun, Pratt is obviously injured. It's a shame. Drop him. Get Wilfred Ndidi back in that squad. I don't care if it's a one-legged Ndidi. Get him back in the bloody squad. He's better than that. He's better than a bloody Eunice was today. I mean, bloody hell. One of us could have gone in that position and played it better than him. Drop JJ. Absolutely pathetic passing today. Passing it to nowhere. And not even like a player stop starting to run and give him a fall. He played the ball into a pass and had his teammates going, "What the hell are you doing? Drop him, get Doyle in." Fatawu, stop shooting, ban him from shooting. In fact, fine him 50% of his wages every time he shoots from the edge of the box. Because he's done it twice and scored. Out of how many attempts, Chris? Rein these players in. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, get your head out your arse, stop thinking you're Madison 2.0 and get on the bench. Go and play with the under-23s and have a reality check, mate. Because you are pathetic, rolling around like Madison did. Bitching and moaning at the officials like Madison did. You are Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Stop pretending to be someone you're not. We made a wholesale changes for the Bournemouth game, and I would not want to sit. I cannot name a player from that performance, right? Today, I can genuinely not name one player I would pick deserves to be on that team playing against Sunderland on Tuesday or Wednesday night, whenever it's playing. There's not one of them that I think, you put in a performance worthy of staying out of lineup, apart from maybe Hamadson, because the poor sod only had the worst defended performance this season in front of him, and he couldn't do anything about either goal because of our clowning defending.
So you're not happy then, Brad?
Oh no, I'm delighted, mate. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic, mate. I'm the most. Yeah.
John says there, like I say, let's just let Brad's blood pressure go down a little bit before we set him off again. John says there, Luke, it's just a blip, guys. I have been saying for ages, when is our poor run? And you'll back me up on this, won't you, Brad? I've been saying, when is our poor run going to come? We've not had our dip yet. Our dip's got to come. You know, Leeds started off the season with a dip. Fair play to them now. Look at that. All right, they got a draw today, but they didn't lose. 3 on the trot we've lost now. That's not a blip. That is the alarm. Beep, 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 going off. And, you know, Enzo, I think, is going to be sleeping through it.
I think if our man of the match was playing, we would have had a clean sheet, eh?
I don't know.
Just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Kill him.
That hasn't been serious then. I mean, you know, they make a substitution. He scores within 2 minutes. We bring a substitute on. We take him off.
That tells you how bad
the going on.
Yeah, I know. Poor man's fucking Mbappe put one through us, eh? I forgot the lad's name, sorry.
Eunice?
Nah, the guy that scored their second goal. It looked like Mbappe.
Sinclair.
Sinclair, that was...
Yeah,
No,
Armstrong Sinclair, or Sinclair Armstrong's his name, or something like that. I know one part of his name.
You know, it's a blip when you're 12 points clear. We're not 12 points clear, though. We're 3. Yeah, and we've lost 3, John. I mean, look, like I say, explain to me, Luke, please, in your, honest Australian style, explain to me the difference between Leeds and the game and the difference between this. It was like Screen Point 2, wasn't it? It's like, Leeds was the Titanic. This was the Titanic sinking even further.
I think, no, Leeds didn't park a bus like QPR did. Complete different style of game. Equally as frustrating, yes, but complete different game. We didn't unlock their defense. But I will say one thing, though. Our work, and we need to be so much more clinical in the final third. The last, Borough, Leeds, and now QPR, all very similar. But today it looked like we weren't going to score at all. This was more like the Borough game, if you ask me, than it was the Leeds.
Both games, to be honest with you, we dominated, and people say, "Well, look, we played well against Leeds. We lost. It's no fucking good playing well. I can play 500 passes between me and Brad, on the penalty line, and whatever. It doesn't mean that we're going to win the game. We're just 3 shit performances." And these players need a kick up the arse. Dewsbury Hall, like you say, Brad, leave him out. Daka, I'm sorry. I know I like Daka. Leave him out. Vestergaard, we can't bring him back because he's got another game ban. Winks today. I mean, what the hell is he doing? Suddenly, it's QPR. I'm going to turn into Messi. These players, are they not, Brad, are just getting to the point, and we've said this, where they know they're not going to be dropped because they put a shit performance in like they did against Leeds, and it was shit because we lost. None of this, well, we were good for 80 minutes. Fuck it, we lost. They play shit. We have a team that goes and holds, that beats the Premier League team, and they all get dropped. I just don't get it. Favourites. He's got his favourites again. At the start of the season, we were seeing regular changes. Now, it's the same 11. Oh, we've just lost 2 games on the run. Oh, let's put the same 11 out, apart from Vestergaard, who was banned, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you can forgive that, really, can't you? You can just say, well, yeah, obviously suspension is. It's the same. I'm
not blaming Vestergaard. I'm just saying he's probably looking and going like, hey, I missed that ball of shit, didn't I, mate?
See you at the weekend, mate. That's what he's thinking. He said, I'll see you at the weekend. I'm going to put me slippers on. I'm going to be in me PJs with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, and I'm going to watch you probably get battered by Sunderland. And then I'll be back in the team, and indeed we'll be back and hopefully save our bloody souls, because we are so fortunate that we had such a brilliant start. We are literally now surviving and living off what we did past this season, because if this is how we'd have played all season, we wouldn't be where we are. And I don't get it. Chris, Leicester's like a remastered movie. Sometimes the personnel changes, the voice actors aren't the same, but the story's the same basic. And that's what it's like. You could, like we see these like live actions as like The Lion King and The Jungle Book. Same story. You know the outcome, you know the ending. And that's exactly how our oppositions feel when they play us in the league. Leicester City, for 34 games, they passed it sideways, never played a risky pass in their life, and would rather go backwards instead of playing a through ball past 2 of our defenders. So if we just sit back and defend easy, we're going to get a result out of them. And all of a sudden, Chris, like you said, pissed to 28 games we didn't lose up the wall. We've now lost 3 in a row. We haven't won in 3 league games. We haven't scored more than a goal in 4 consecutive games. I don't care that we won one of them. That was poor finishing as well. We were just lucky that Bournemouth put the shoes on the wrong feet as well, if we're being honest, with the chances they created. Because like you said, Chris, on that time, if that was Chelsea, we would have lost 5-1. So something needs to change, right? And I agree with what Craig is saying here. Why are we crossing a floaty ball in when we've got 5'8" wingers and 5'8" midfielders and 5'8" strikers? Why are we trying to cross the Vestergaard? Did they not get the memo that Vestergaard wasn't there? Why? My point exactly.
I don't think there was a cross or a corner that I can remember, Luke, that actually got to a Leicester City player. Every time it went to a QPR. I know you said they parked the bus. They played to their strengths.
They played against ours, to be fair, and they did a good job of it. With Brad's right, though, it's alarming. In the last 3 league games, we've conceded 7 goals. I think it's one thing that granted that Maddison was a magician, but one thing I do have to say, we have been poor from corners and set pieces all season, in my opinion. We don't look threatening from them at all.
No, we don't. In fact, we don't. Let's face it, we don't look threatening at all. Full stop. Matt Elliott said here, no invention from Leicester, and he was quite right. And he said earlier, 10 minutes before that, he said Leicester City are not convincing. All the best, Gray. Thank you very much. It was just like, we can see it as fans. So what is Enzo looking at? Why keep fucking playing the ball in when every single ball we go in goes to a QPR head? Maybe this is why he was sacked at Parma. They just saw it before. Because I tell you what, if this team gets promoted, I know we'll hopefully make some signings. For fuck's sake, we need to. We're going to be Sheffield United next season, aren't we, Luke?
No, I don't think so. I think you guys can just calm down a bit. We are still top. Yes, it doesn't look good, but
Brad, did Luke just tell us to calm down then?
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. He's gone full circle. We all have our pot calling kettle moments, don't we? That'd be like me telling you not to swear or be loud.
Or don't smash one out.
Look, the reason why we lost is because I predicted a 6-0 win. I talked a lot of shit. It's all my fault. I will be the scapegoat. I will take this on the chin for the lads. All right. Next game against Sunderland, we are going to get absolutely thrashed. I'm anti-jinxing it. I'll win the game back for us. Every superstition counts.
And if we now lose, it's your fault again.
Yeah,
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with that statement. Because we win, you're a genius.
Nelson, poor game, Brad.
Pardon?
Nelson, poor game.
It's weird, isn't it? He didn't have the greatest game, but actually he was let down because, we didn't have a commander at the back. It's almost like we had a Scouse captain sat on the bench that could have managed the game better because Woutface isn't a captain. You need a commanding centre-back pairing. And as much as I could sit there and go, a lot to be desired from Nelson centre-back's efforts today, he scored our goal, Chris. And if we're relying on a 19 or 20-year-old, however old he is, to get us back in the game where 20th in the league at that point, we're 2-0 up and taking the absolute whittle out of us, what does it say about the rest of the team? Because where was the leadership at the back line? It was a mess today. We were lucky that they got giddy at 2-0 and then suddenly when we got a goal out of nothing, and it did come from nothing, we were lucky to get a goal back in it because I honestly was looking at that game at some point thinking we could play for another 90 minutes and we still wouldn't have scored. We were lucky that happened because had we not responded immediately, that game would have been the most boringest 90 minutes of my life. I would go on a limb and say worst performance this season.
Boris! It's you. Boris, how you doing? Brad, it's Boris. I've worked it out. Look, we needed experience at the back. And Nelson didn't. To me, Luke, look, we lost against Middlesbrough. We lost against Leeds. Let's take Bournemouth out of the equation because that was the FA Cup. He decides to go that the team that's lost 2 games running is the team that he wants to put out against QPR, who are on a run of form at the moment. Does he not check the form tables? I check the form tables. Don't know, Brad. I bring them up in the preview. I don't know what Enzo does. And he sticks his future on a young lad, Nelson, who's not played so badly. But I said we cannot afford to lose this game. and I stick by that because it's the third loss in a row. It's the worst run we've been on all season. It doesn't get any worse than this, and it's just proved that. Look, we won the league with the least amount of possession. So all this fucking possession we get, it means daddly shit, to be honest with you. And we could not have afforded to lose this. This is the game that Cody needed to start for his experience, his wise head, and he sticks on Nelson, who was lucky not to get sent off. Surely, I mean, Enzo, no longer the Messiah, just a very naughty boy.
Look, we all talked about this on. We all talked about this on my my preview cheeky plug. We needed Cody for his experience, and he would have galvanized that back. But in my opinion, that he played a lot of minutes. So like a lot of that team against Bournemouth played a lot of minutes. That's why the only reason I thought maybe he put Nelson in instead of Cody. But for me, I really would have rather seen Cody play in that back in that middle position. I don't think Faze is disciplined enough to play that role. I think he's much better playing on the right-hand side.
Yeah, well, yes, you're quite right. And Craig said here, Luke, I'll stick with you. Nelson's still learning. Should have gone with the striker for the first goal. He is still learning. So when you've just lost 2 games, you don't put somebody in that's still learning. You don't. If you're about to go and have a Formula One race, you don't put in somebody in your car that's just passed the test. You go with somebody who's been around the track about 20 or 30 times. You put Cody on, don't you, Luke?
Yeah, 100%, man. That's what I was saying. Like, look, let's say we'd lost. Like, this was completely everything you're saying was my mindset before the Bournemouth game. We had the win. How much that to do with Cody? I don't know if they had a good game, decent game. But before the Bournemouth game, that was pretty much where my head was at. I was like, we need the experience. We can't afford to put someone on that's learning. You saw what happened to McAtee when they threw him into the end of that game against Leeds. The atmosphere got to him. He drowned a little bit. Granted, it's a different position, but the same thing can be said for Nelson. When the going is tough and our back is now against the wall, these are the times that we need to be playing the experienced heads like Connor Cody. Now, is he a bit sore from he played a lot of minutes against Bournemouth? I don't know, but for me, if we're talking Sunderland, has to be Cody. Cody has to play the middle, Faze on the right, and for me, Doyle comes in that left-hand side. But I will say this. There was that one chance, I forgot, I think it was number 11, I forgot the lad's name, where he had that massive sprint off with JJ. JJ covered a lot of ground and pretty much did what he had to do to win that 1v1. Now, if that were Doyle, he gets fucking skinned.
Yeah, but Doyle probably makes a pass that goes to a blue shirt, mate, because JJ spent more time. JJ spent more time putting it out for QPR goal kicks and throw-ins than he did finding a bloody blue shirt. It was actually embarrassing, and it was not the first time. When we played Middlesbrough at home, he did exactly the same. He was passing it into areas where there was no indication of a player making a run. It's ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous. I agree that in that scenario, you're right. Doyle would get skinned alive, but I don't think Doyle puts us in that pressure. I think he makes a better pass.
That's the caveat. That's the trade-off between the two, right? Like a lot of those times we did unlock the buses at the start of the season, Doyle was playing, ironically. I'm not saying it's all because of him, but it's just they offer different things. It's interesting to talk about because I wonder what happens next season. We started off with Doyle, right? He got injured. JJ proved himself, and he's been playing really good up until today, in my opinion. But next season, if we're still lucky enough to go up, is JJ starting in that position? Or are we looking to strengthen on that spot? Because today he was poor on the ball, Brad.
Yeah, no, he was, mate. He really was. And the one thing that's really worrying and concerning me, for a team that up until Middlesbrough game was not walking to the title by any stretch of imagination, but they were certainly playing with a swagger and a confidence of a team that it didn't matter if you were the goalkeeper or the main striker. Goals were plenty and everybody could score. Why is it? Now, I don't know. Maybe it's a style of play. Maybe they got scolded for daring to be adventurous by Enzo, whether they scored or not. Why is it we've just played a 90 minutes game, right? And we have missed ample opportunities to shoot when there's only one or two bodies in the way. Yet we'll shoot when we can't find a pass and there's 7 bodies in the way. I know I said Vatterloo was the main culprit. He is. He needs to pack in shooting. He needs to stop being so greedy and get his head up. That's a lesson a young, naive, adventurous winger, as much as I love his talent and he's a great winger, right, needs to rein that in when we're losing games. Have a shot like that when we're 3-0 up. 10 minutes to go. All for it. Rip the back of the net open. Fine. Don't do it when we're losing 2-0 to 20th place QPR with the greatest respect. That's where his naivety needs to get knocked out of him. And like Chris has already said, it's almost as if Brendan's sometimes there, because it feels like he won't do anything different, Chris. I'm now worried we're going to do exactly the same next week, Tuesday, whenever it is, against Sunderland. I've got a funny feeling we won't see Connor Cody. I've got a funny feeling Daka will start up front. I've got a funny feeling Kieran Dewsbury Hall will think he's James Maddison. Maybe we've got a hypnotist that's convinced him he's Maddison. I don't know why. We'll play the exact same way, the exact same style, and Sunderland will have 8 men behind the ball and 2 men ready to counter-attack. And I guarantee you, if we do that for the rest of the season, which is scarily looking like we're going to play this way, regardless of results, we'll lose to Sunderland, we'll get battered by Southampton, we'll get battered by West Brom, we'll get battered by Birmingham at this rate. Chris, by the end of the season, we will go from a team that should have
Thank God we played Rotherham twice.
Well, yeah. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just got to that point, though, Chris, with me, where I'm seeing a performance that is, you know, we said it after the couple of games, oh, no alarm bells, no alarm bells. Well, now there's alarm bells. It needs to be rang, because when you lose 2 games, it's okay if you react. Because last time we lost 2, we reacted. It was fine. We upped the tempo. Do you know what the one biggest thing I am sick of seeing as well? And this is no dig to the crowd here. It just happens to go in conjunction with the tempo of our style of play. Why is the first half slow tempo, no atmosphere? Because technically that's why it equals no atmosphere, because they got no tempo, they got nothing to cheer, right? Why is it every game this season we don't start playing high tempo football until the bloody second half? I'm baffled.
I literally don't have an answer for you, mate. I just don't. I am beginning, and I know it's only been 3, and I should wind my neck in, and let's not get excited. But I'm just thinking, like I say, Enzo, yeah.
Well, you know what, Chris?
You know how good a manager is by when they need to make those tough decisions. And he was scared to make the tough decisions for this game. He went back with his old, I love you, Kieran, and I love you, Nelson. You're going to be the future of this club, so I'm going to put you in. I don't care that we've just beaten the Premier League team. I'm going to make all... He is a young manager. He is learning, but he got out-thought today. How many subs did we make? 3?
Yeah, but pull up that bench, though. Who do we bring on? Pull up that bench and then have a look at it and tell me who you would have brought on.
Anybody. They couldn't have done any worse, could they?
Maybe we could have, I don't know, taken Faze off and put Cody on at the start of that second half. If you're not going to take the youngster off, you could have put him on. He would have reassured the defence. Because because I'll tell you what, as good as the finish it was, that guy probably kicked his water bottle more than he did the ball before he was able to tuck one in the back of the net to a defence that absolutely stood still. Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't our QPR representative say they are awful from set pieces, defending and attacking? Well, again, not to tire a phrase here, we absolutely Brendan that corner, because the ball came in, it bounced around, and our players went, where's the ball, 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 where's the ball? And the QPR bloke went, hey lads, thanks very much, bang. We were doing that to other teams. Why have we suddenly become this team that goes, I can't see a football in front of me? Because that's how we defended that corner. Don't tell me we didn't play like Stevie Wonder out on a football pitch, because we did. Shocking.
We need the bells in the ball. Luke, I appreciate you've got to go, mate. It is very early or late over there in Australia. Before you go, give me your team performance.
3.
Ooh. Harsh but fair. And your man of the match.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to have to go for Tao. He's the only one that looked threatening. Yeah, I know he took a lot of frustrating shots outside the box, but I couldn't see us scoring any other way. He has just scored a peach of a goal his last game, so you can't knock him for having confidence after that. You could call him selfish or whatever for not passing off the ball, but who's he going to pass to? There's about 5 to 6 men parked inside that penalty area. I know I keep saying it, banging on about it, but if one of those goals went in from Winks or Fatawu, we'll be sitting here singing their praises. And the only way you get better is by continuing to do that. There is a time and place to do it, not to do it. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't put Fatawu in that same bracket. I know neither of you said this, but I would not put him in the same bracket as, let's say, Harvey Barnes last season, when he was a lot of egregious examples where he wouldn't pass off the ball, especially the season before. But that's another story. But for me, I can't think of anyone but Fatawu.
No, mate. No, it's your opinion. I will let you go because I know you probably need a shit before you go to bed, and you've got to clean your little peggies and put your gym jams on and get all comfy in bed there. If you do get a chance before you actually put those eyes down and walk up the stairs to Bedfordshire, do just come back and have a watch. So I just want you to see the man of the match. And I'm not taking the piss out of Alan, but I've got to take the piss out of Alan when you see who he's picked up. But we're going to come on to that later. Give a shout. I mean, it is your fault. It was on your channel that you were beefing this up. 6-0, was it? Did you go? But if you do want to go and have a laugh, guys, no. If you do want to go, and please do go and give Luke your support. It's almost like LTiDtv, this, isn't it? But where can they find you? Where can they find you? LTID Down Under? That's what we should be.
LTID Rejects Down Under. Don't come to my channel and don't subscribe, because I think I'm going to have to delete this video now. So I think I'm just going to pack it in. We're going to bottle it. I'm just kidding. Leicester City Down Under. Or here.
Get over there, mate. Give Luke your support. He deserves it. Thanks very much, Luke, and take care. Have a good week, and let's look forward to getting stuffed by Sunderland on Tuesday. All the best, mate.
Take care. Have a good one, Brad. See you later.
Later, mate.
Of course, I'm saying all that, and he's probably on a promise. That's why he's going.
It'd be happy ending. At least have a happy ending to his
well, the only fucking happy ending anybody would get today. I'm just going to say, and I'm sure this is going to go down because a bit like Luke. This is going to go down because it always does after Watchalong. 3,009 subscribers, guys. That is absolutely unbelievable. At one point here, I wrote down that I needed a 29. We're actually 9 over that, and that was halfway during the game. Thank you so very much. I'm sure a lot of those could be Leeds fans that will unsubscribe after the game. I get it. That happens on watch-alongs. But thank you so very, very much. Right, I'm going to just quickly do this so that you can see me better, because I was relying on the sunlight, but of course it's going down now, not unlike Luke. Your team performance, Brad.
You know, they said the longer you think about it, the worse you make it sound in your own head.
Yeah.
You know what? This is going to sound stupid. It's not their fault they were told to be robots. I'm going to give them... No, but they played awful. They played awful.
Oh, no, you should know. I mean...
Yeah. I know, I'm torn between two scores.
The Enzo way, they still didn't play that way well today.
I'm going to cause some big controversy here, and I have built this up unintentionally because I'm torn between two scores. I'm torn between agreeing with Luke and being lower, and I'm going to go lower. Our worst performance by far this season, 0 out of 10.
0.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. Tell me what they did that gave you hope that they were going to beat QPR today.
Sorry, hang on. I've got a Morse code message coming in, Brad. Sorry, I'm trying to make myself laugh, otherwise I'll just cry. I can't think that. I mean, you know, they had the shots, they just went all over. Wow, that's the first 0 of the season.
I hope it's the last, mate. I hope this 0 goes to a 10 against Sunderland on Tuesday night, but I'm fearful it won't be. To 0, they did nothing to give me any hope that we were going to score a second goal. We didn't deserve the first goal, to be perfectly honest with you. We're lucky that they just got giddy for 2 minutes after scoring, because we were awful. Passes out of play, we were crossing to imaginary 6-foot blokes. And I don't mean that in an offence. I saw Ali Baba's comment earlier saying, I'm a 5'8", but I am not disrespecting the height. I just can't understand why, if you guys this height, why you're crossing it to a guy that's this height when you haven't got any. Couldn't cross, couldn't pass, robotic, stale. Why did they deserve a rating? They don't deserve any rating. I think Luke was generous. So yeah, 0.
0. Right. I'm dreading asking you this then. Your man of the match.
Madsen Manson, because he didn't pass it out short and give the ball away. The only 2 things he had to do, bless him, was pick his ball out of the net. His defence parted like the Red Sea, so he couldn't do anything about either goal. So I'm mad to Manson for actually trying, and he's the only one that played today that gave a performance that makes me think stick him in for Sunderland.
Okay. Having listened to you, I dropped from my original score. I took one off, but then I thought I said took one off, not smash one off. But then I thought, no, I'm going to be fair. Let me go back to what I originally, because you should give what you originally think in my head. But for performance, I've gone for 4.
Generous in my opinion, but there you go.
It's all about opinions, Brad. It's all about opinions. No, I've gone for 4 because we did again. It's annoying that we get to the point where we have to be 1 down before we start playing, or have to be losing before we start playing. You know, and at 1-0, it was a case. Well, come on, lads, it's only 1-0. It's QPR. We'll get this back. Substitution, bang, 2-0. Oh shit. I'll give them a 4 for that. My man of the match. I mean, it is so very, very hard, isn't it? You know, I mean, Luke, he struggled. He went for Fatawu because of nobody else he thought was decent. You went for a Manson, and I can totally see where you've gone with that one, Brad. 100% see where you were coming from. You know who I'm going to give it to?
I'm going to say that you're going to give it to any fan that stayed and watched us play for 95 minutes.
No, I am going to give it to a player.
Okay. I don't know why I think this, but I'm going to say that you're going to give it to LTiDtv, maybe.
No. My man of the match today was Ricardo, because he managed to actually not have to turn up and sit on the bench.
You know what? There was a part. You know what, Chris? There was a part of me that nearly said best of God because he didn't have to endure being in that game today.
But Vestergaard was banned, so he technically it wasn't his fault. I don't know what Ricardo did. He said, "Well, I don't fancy this one, boss." You know, but I'm going to give it to Ricardo because he managed to get out of having to even sit on the bench today. Well done, Ricardo. Well done, mate. Right now then, so we go to Alan. Yes. One of these you're going to laugh at. One of these, I've got to say, you've not got sort of anything sharp or pointy near you, have you?
No.
I think you might use it. Look, here we go. So Alan's score. Remember, Alan was at the match. None of us were. I'm sorry, Alan, but you bought the season ticket. There we go. That is giving them 5, and I think that
is. Sorry, what game did he watch?
Well, I mean, when I say he went to the match, he may well have gone to Thermiston under-18s girls. You know what I mean? I don't know. But he's given them 5.
Fair enough, Alan. Fair enough.
Craig's come in from the cherries in all departments, or as we like to call him these days, Mr. Penis Head. Evening, guys. Was going to message you after the Leeds draw that they were crying into their dirty socks. Glad I didn't. What the hell went wrong? 3 words, basically, Craig. We were shit. And look, I'm not. All right. Right. Let me do this first. Then I'm going to come on to QPR. Right, promise. I want to see your hands like that. I don't want to see that your hands are anywhere near anything you can pick up to do any form of self-harm with. Now, I wasn't at the match. I was only watching it on telly. I've only ever overruled Alan once, even when I've disagreed with him. And I do disagree with him now, but that's football. Just sitting loose. He did stay watching. The beer must be good in Leicester. Hang on. I think I need another swig of cider.
Oh, I wish I'd bloody
money. No, he was there, and I'm not going to overrule him because that's his job, and it would be unfair of me. I did do that one time because it was Vestergaard, it was away to Southampton, etc. The only time I've ever overruled him, I think. Although I think once he did actually say, "I don't think I can pick somebody," and I did make him pick somebody, but he's gone for Nelson. I don't understand that. And I'm not having a dig at Alan here at all. I just don't see where that's come from. Do you?
I think the only reason that's come out is because he scored a goal. I honestly think it was one of them games where, it was kind of like Keown, Martin Keown picking the man of the match against Bournemouth. He picked Fatui for the goal when there was better players out there that had played the whole entire game that could have been picked for man of the match. I honestly, it's either that or what he did is he wrote down the team name and the substitutes and he folded them up and put them in a pot and then drew it out and went, there's me man of the match. I'm just going to text Nelson and get it over and done with before. I don't know. Crazy. Maybe he saw something we didn't. Maybe Alan was watching the game in a new world and he's in a different universe and Leicester have drawn 1-1 or something in his universe. I don't know, Chris. But at the end of the day, you would have been like, to any name that was put out because it was the patheticest of performances. Yeah. And let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, the fact that we've lost 2-1 and I'm picking the goalkeeper because it's the poor bloke was left stranded worse than Tom Hanks with Wilson. You know what I mean?
Yes. I don't know. I think we could have done with Forrest Gump on the pitch today, couldn't we, with his running?
Yeah.
And look, I've got to say this. Look, fair play to Southampton today. 4-3 over Birmingham. Yes, Birmingham were down to 10, but fair play to Birmingham. They put up a fight. Leeds, fair play. They got the draw. Ipswich, look, 17 points behind at one time. They could be forgiven for giving up, but they have stuck in, and it's now it's now 3 points. It's making it interesting, but I will admit, suddenly feeling a bit worried, to be honest with you.
Well, what did I say to you at half-time, Chris? There's 2 sets of fans that will be pissed off at the scoreline. And there's Leeds and Ipswich. It'll be Leeds and Leicester fans. Leicester fans because they were losing to QPR, and Leeds fans because they couldn't beat Huddersfield 10 men. Then we're going, oh, for God's sake, as if we could have beat Huddersfield, we'd be 3 points behind it. And then, God, this channel might have got 1,000 bloody subscribers to the thing because of Leeds fans.
Say that, had they managed to beat Huddersfield, and I've got to be honest with you, from what I saw of the game, they were the better team, and they should have probably put Huddersfield to the sword. I think Huddersfield were sort of, like Siege and Mafeking, they were holding on. But they not only would they have been 3 points behind us, there'd have only been 3 goals on the goal difference behind us.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Things that were happening to us earlier in the season are now turning sour. They're going off because earlier in the season, when Ipswich were drawing to your Rotherhams and Leeds were losing to your Bristol Cities, we were the team that were winning games. Now we're the team losing to your QPRs, and they're drawing with Huddersfield, granted, but your Ipswiches are winning. Southampton are coming back from I think they were 2-1 down at half time. They were pegged back to 3-3 with 10 men. And you're thinking, Chris, when it's 94 minutes of that's it, done deal. They found a way to win. That I'm dreading Southampton game. I'm actually glad we're going to get pummeled by Chelsea, who could only draw with Brentford 2-2. Right? I'm glad we've got a cup game to get stuffed in, and not a Friday night game to get stuffed by Southampton. Because right now, the form and the way we're playing, Chris, Southampton batterers, West Brom batterers, Hull City will batter us, Coventry, Sunderland will probably beat us. Can't wait for us to lose to bloody Hull City in a playoff final or some daft crap like that. It's getting embarrassing.
And
we need to get our fingers out of our arse.
I want to be careful that we don't say that we were that bad and that's why QPR won. QPR had a plan and they executed it. If that was parking the bus, look, they're fighting for their lives at the bottom of the league. So if they are going to park the bus, because that's what they need to do to get 3 points, they're going to do that. It's down to us as league leaders to be able to beat that and get round that, and we couldn't. They had 3 shots. They only had 2 on target, but they were both goals. We had 18 shots, 5 on target, 1 goal. Fair play to QPR. They had a job to do. They did that job. Well done, QPR.
Yeah, 100%, Chris. They had a plan, they executed it, and they executed it almost to perfection. It was, and I say almost because they conceded a goal. That's the only blip on their record, because I stand by what I said. Had Begovic not been very weak wristed, I can't say the word. Why can I not say wristed? What is wrong with my brain? If he wasn't so weak wristed and palmed it back into the box instead of away from his goal like any keeper with a brain cell would have done, we would not have scored in a month of Sundays, Chris. And that is worrying. Why did we go 2-0 down against Middlesbrough before we kicked into life? Why did we subsequently end up going 2-0 down to QPR before we kicked into life? You know what, Chris? Scott's right. I'm never, ever doing this on a match day again. I'm never doing it because every time I think I've worn a Leicester shirt on a watch-along, we get beat. So from now on, I'm the curse. There it goes. I'm not taking it off in disgust or anything like that. I'm agreeing with Scott. I'm never doing it. Never.
Again, Craig from AFC Bournemouth podcast, and it's a great podcast, by the way, guys. See you Wednesday night, by the way, Craig. It might not be a terrible situation, this. With a bit of pressure from behind, it should drive on Enzo and the team. Teams tail off when they are 20 points ahead. I said to you the other day, Brad, 17 points ahead, clear at the top of the table. There's only one way we can go.
Oh, we're doing it fast and furious, mate. We're doing it
we're
doing it in style.
How many teams have ever won when they're 17 points ahead? No, they always, they seem to lose. Do you know what I mean? Because we know we couldn't carry it on. And look, I've got to be honest with you. whoever finishes above Leeds or Ipswich will win the title. That's the way I look at it. And, but I wanted 2 questions I'm going to leave you with here, Brad. The first one, I've just seen this on the BBC website, and it's about Manchester United, but it is a very good point. It says here, Man United had more of a plan under Solskjaer, says Fabregas. Better under Ollie. Could we change that around and say better under Brendan? I know I'm only looking at this one game. Don't get me. You know what I mean, though.
Well, you normally say you see what a manager's really made of when things aren't going well for you, and I would say better under Brendan in his earlier days. Yeah, because despite people bitching and moaning about how he battled top 4, we did that in the toughest league with multi-billion-pound clubs, and we still finished in the top 5. I never saw that as a bottle job because we were about 7 places higher than we were expected to be. Let's be honest with you, finishing in Europa League spots, it was an absolute blessing. Anyone who says we bottled it and we were crap, it needs to have a word with themselves. If you compare it to last season, Enzo all day long, obviously, it just is. Because they'd given up and not cared under Brendan. The only difference right now is I feel like this hurts the players and they don't like losing and they will want to go for it. But I will say this now, Chris, if we fail to beat Sunderland, start booking your May extensions because we won't be in the top 2. I'm sorry, but
in London.
Pardon?
Start looking for a hotel in London.
Yeah. Start praying that the only way we're going to be playing European football anytime soon is if we beat Chelsea and whoever's next to the cup, because it ain't happening. We ain't going to be tasting Europe for a long ass time if this continues. Get your Wembley prices. Go and look at last year's playoff tickets. Get your savers job, because if we don't beat Sunderland, right, Ipswich, the only saving grace we have right now, Chris, is Ipswich can't overtake us unless they win 15-0.
Yes.
Right? That's the only saving grace we have going into the midweek game. If we lose to Sunderland and we don't see a change in formation, we don't see a change in a style of play, because what do other teams do, Chris? Other teams change how they play depending on the opposition. QPR played a different way to negate Leicester and did it well. And I'm sure when they play West Brom, they may play a similar way because they might think that's the same way to negate West Brom, but they might play a different way because he'll see it as a different way for them to play to do it. We need to start having that. We need to have that in the locker. Because that's the reason, Chris, we don't have a 17-point lead anymore.
Yeah. Good point there, Brad. Well and concisely put. This is going to be the last question, guys. Where was the question I saw? Not from Ash. Where do we go? Here we go. From Ali. Would you keep Enzo if we miss the top 2?
Sorry for yawning. If the football player style doesn't play and his arrogance becomes Brendan-esque in the fact that he'll keep picking the same and keep trying the same and banging his head against it, well, I wouldn't stick with him. I'm all for having patience and a time with a manager. And look, if things change and we try to do something different and we keep going and we just drop a few more points, draw-wise instead of lose, maybe I would. But I need to see something that kind of gets me at the end of the season. He'd need to get out of the playoffs. He'd need to win us the playoffs if he doesn't get top 2 for us to keep him. I'm all for being patient and sticking behind a manager, but 35 games in, Chris, and I'm still yet to see anything that suggests he doesn't do. I'll ask you this, Chris. Is he a Ranieri in disguise? Because Brendan passed sideways, Claude Powell passed sideways. All he's done is install a bit of happy-go-lucky attitude on the training ground, and it's worked for the first half of this season. But what else has he actually offered us as a manager in terms of tactical niche? I'm just
the argument there is, well, he's turned Vestergaard into a good player. Indeed, he's improved. Chowdhury. I mean, there's in fairness, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm just looking at that thinking, and I suppose, let's be honest with you, if it was the other way around and we'd started off with 3 losses and then we suddenly started playing well and climbed up the table, it would be different conversations we're having, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course, granted, but it is worrying when maybe we've got too accustomed to it in the first 20 odd games of the season. Maybe it is. What worries me, Chris, is we had a real big advantage today to be still 6 points clear of second place, which is a new team in Ipswich. We could have been 8 points clear of Leeds United. We could have been 11 points clear of Southampton. It's like you say about a game of football, and I agree 100% with what you say about the Leeds game. We were shit. If I could speak, it'd be great. We played well for 80 minutes, but a game of football is won on 90, isn't it? A game of football is won on 90. We've been great for 3 quarters of this season. If we're terrible for the last quarter, it doesn't matter, because we won't be where we want to be at the end of the season, and that's just plain simple facts.
Yeah,
I need a response. We deserve a response. We as fans deserve a response that isn't just sideways passing, boring, slow football, do it again. Because we won't win a game.
We're football fans. If we go and beat Sunderland 4-0, we'll be thinking the sun shines out of his arse again. Let's be honest with you. That's what us football fans, look up football fans in the dictionary and it will just say fickle. We always are. We always will be. We'll never be any different. But we wouldn't have it any other way. Look, well done to QPR. You did a story on us, a job on us, I should say. I was reading a comment then. You did a job on us, and you deserve the 3 points. You did what Leeds did to us, and they deserve the 3 points. They put the ball in the back of the net. We didn't. Well done to you today. Onwards and upwards. It's QPR on Tuesday. We have got.
You said it's QPR on Tuesday. No, we don't want to play QPR again. It's Sunderland.
Well, maybe if we play QPR again, we might get it right. I don't know what I'm talking. I can't multitask.
Today's killed us both off, mate.
Yeah, it's Sunderland on Tuesday. Bring it on. We'll be back, will we not? Monday at 7. We'll have a Sunderland fan on. I think it's Roker Report he's joining us from. And I'm sure, they lost today to Norwich. And when I spoke to him before both matches earlier on, he said he would take a point today. And I thought he was joking, and I can see perhaps not now. So maybe we're playing them at the right time. I don't know. Where can people find you apart from here, obviously, and in a skip? Where can they find you, Brad?
They can find me. I mean, if you can find me anywhere, really, but mostly here. I've got the second sister channel to this one. It's LTiDtv 2. It will be the home of women's football. I'm going to see if I can sort everything out, because Leicester actually don't play today. They actually play tomorrow on the men's side, so maybe look out for a post coming out for a watch along potentially, because Leicester take on Chelsea in the WSL tomorrow at 2, and I know. Well, you never know, Chris. You never know. They're having a good season. Leicester the mid-table. They're challenging for Europe. They're on the door of it. And obviously, when we get there, we will get there between us. We will work out artwork. We will get it in. And I will get a guest sorted. But it is a football quiz channel as well. We've done some successful quizzes there in the past. Go and check them out. And if you like that sort of stuff, let us know, because one is still in the works in the background. I'm just waiting to kind of dot the I's and cross the T's on the rules and regulations of it, and then thick and fast, hopefully, we'll be getting contestants on.
And you do need to remove your Pokemon video.
I don't know. I can't remove it. I've tried. I have tried to remove it. I'm trying. I've been trying for weeks, mate. It won't go away. I don't know why or how I got it on there. When you message me, I was like, is he drunk? Why is it on there? I don't know why. And I've tried to remove it, but I don't know.
I'm just looking who Jordan's man of the match was. You know, everybody got a 5 except Fatu got a 6. But everybody else... Oh, no. Nelson 7? He obviously went to the same match as Alan did.
He must have. They must have been sat next to him. No. Yeah. You know what it is, don't you? You know how you said about me being like Boris?
Yeah.
Hey, see, we've got Jordan and Alan, the same person.
Now we know. Highfields, just to end on very quickly, says Ricardo's out till after the international break.
Oh, well.
Hang on a second. I have to find it. Let me just do this.
Well, I don't believe it.
I can't see anything on Leicestershire Live at the moment. So I don't know where that's coming from, Highfields.
Well, all I'm saying is if that's true, guys, get thinking caps on for Monday night show. Who do you want in the playoffs then? Because if we've got bloody Hamza Chowdhury playing right back, we are shafted.
Excuse me. You wanted Chowdhury in the team today.
I wanted him in midfield.
That's where he was. That was the problem. He never went to right back. Oh, dear.
Hey, all Brighton can come in, can't he? There you go.
What did I say about being fickle? Get Chowdhury. I want Hamza in my team.
Yeah, but he didn't play where I wanted him. It's not right. It's not fair. I wanted him to play the position I want him to play where he can actually play. Get all Brighton right back. There, our problem solved. All Brighton right back. There we go.
Oh, mate, thanks very much. I will see you at 7 on Monday. I'm going to have a day off tomorrow, and I'm just going to have a cold bath and probably drown myself. But thanks so much. If you've been watching this, I do appreciate if you've joined in. Thank you so very much. If you subscribe to the channel, we have lost one, so we're down to 3,008 now. I say it will probably go down a few more. Always does post watch along. Thank you very much to everybody who's subscribed. If you've liked the video, thank you very much as well. And if you listen on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that is, including YouTube podcast, thank you very much for lending me your ears. Brad, thanks very much. I will see you 7 o'clock on Monday, mate. And all I can say is, are you ready? I feel like I'm going to check that you're ready for these now. It is goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
Oops. Now that didn't last as long. Hello.
We're back for Watchalong Part 2.
Yeah, welcome along. So we're just waiting for the Sunderland fan to join us. Let's try that one again, shall we?
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.